bringing this week's Flight Sim news with thanks to SayIntentions. We check out the EMB 110, the Banderanti version 2. We have an L-1049 Super Constellation, a Sabrent USB charger, and Corfu from Gaya Simulations. Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the middle of the week, the halftime show, the midweek shuffle. Welcome to the news. And we have a busy one tonight, friends. Yes, we have an aircraft, 2 aircraft to check out, and we're also going to be checking out some scenery and some hardware. Don't you know? As we catch up with all the latest and greatest from this week's Flight Sim news and the world of SayIntentions. They've been very busy over yonder, and we'll bring you up to speed with what is happening with SayIntentions.
You're going a bit mad there.
Calm it down now. There's a reason why that was out of placement. And I'm after losing something as well. So, it's one of these transparent, translucent cover things. It's lost now. I'll trip over it later on, no doubt. But anyway, we won't worry about these things, right? It's grand. It's a live environment, you know. Anything can happen, right? But anyway, I hope we're keeping terribly well. I believe the World Cup is going well for England. Right, I think. What the bash me? Hey. But yes, busy one tonight and very much looking forward to it. I mean, there's aircraft and then there's aircraft, right? And I think when we start looking at some of the classical aircraft, in particular when it comes to the Constellation or the Super Connie, we all know about the DC-6, and when RedWing brought out the Connie in 2020, it had a lot of potential, but it was kind of a little bit rough around the edges. In 2024, they've changed that, brand new version. And the same can be said for the EMB Banderanti. From NextGen Simulations. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of crank watching this stuff now to see how they behave in the world of Microsoft Flight Sim. I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, how was your day? James, we did a good old stream yesterday. You know, I've been busy today. I've constructed a new chair that I'm now sitting on. My other chair lives over yonder. Wait, can you see it from here? You can. No, you can. Look, it's over there. Me second chair as I'm busy doing... That's very untidy looking. Hang on. Jesus, will you remind me to put a new something on that? Jesus. Right, I'm very busy, lads. You know, putting chairs together and all the devil knows what. But it's Wednesday. Where's the week going? It's flat out, absolutely flat out. The Joe fan, I just can't get enough of it. I spent a bit of time in it today. I did a test flight with it to get it up and running with On Air, which we're going to be flying it tomorrow. And I also learned how to use the autopilot. So tomorrow, there'll be more of that. I'd absolutely love that helicopter. So yeah, there'll be more of that tomorrow. And then, of course, what do you mean blinded by the bald spot? And then it's the old chair now. So the rig is just outside the door, turn right under the stairs, you see. So the rig hasn't really gone anywhere. It's just out of the way for the moment because I need that space. And I ran out of space in here, you know. So short of like, you know, building, which me no, and then to pay someone else to do it, I'm far too miserable for that. I had to move. Do you know, I had to move. So what I've done, I've put a desk in there, and I have my laptop, and there's another screen, and it's a little kind of a cubby hole for work, you see, which gives me this space back to just gives. I've gotten rid of so much clutter because you couldn't see it on camera because like I spent too long angling the camera, but there was stuff everywhere. It was getting silly. So now it's all looking a little bit better, you know. But we maintained plasticus fecus. Yeah, right. So, I mean, good things, you know. And we put a shelf up there as well. When it's all finished, I'll show you, because it's in a state of not being finished, and it looks terribly untidy and messy. And there's one or two gadgets over there I'm not allowed to show to anyone yet. But when I'm going to get the green light, you'll see it, you know. But, Jesus. Right. So we'll see what the crack is, right? User is here, good to see it. Now come here to me. Was it you acting them up with yesterday? Because we'll have none of that messing now today. Right? Very important. Maybe it wasn't you, it could have been someone else. They had the same kind of user dash number thing. But yeah, best behaviour now, right? But anyway, who's here? Look, on this Wednesday, 18 degrees in Tipperary. It a drizzle and now wet, kind of, you know. It's getting darker earlier too. That's the summer over, lads. On this, the 1st of July. But that's it. We're on the downhill now. Before we know it, it'll be winter. I'm only messing. Sure, summer in Ireland only starts in August, you know, or September. Usually when the kids go back to school for the first 3 weeks, that's our summertime. It always happens, you know, it always happens. But anyway, I digress. Super Typhon is here. He says, it's Canada Day. Well, happy Canada Day to the Canadian friends. Canadians? To the Canadians. Or the Canadians. Yes, happy Canada Day to the Canadians. Have a great day. Yes, great success. Mrs. GPHI is in the house, upside down, rambling in. Hello. Welcome aboard. CP is here. Vacuum, good day to you. Creo, a very happy News Day. Mind your wallet, indeed. Mrs. GPHI, 16 months, upside down with shenanigans. Thank you very much indeed, Mrs. Now, let me see. Viper Strike is in the house. Breaking news. Average English fan says it's coming home. In other news, water is wet. More at 11. It's coming home. Ah, Jesus. Who are they going to face now, though? If England are through, are they up against Brazil or something, or Argentina? Like, I mean, they gave a good old stab of it now, but, like, that's the end of it now, you know? But anyway, Chalks is here. Good evening. Hope you're well. Joe Buttons now. Spitfire RF 100 is in the chat. Happy Wednesday. Malky Mac is here. Liptorius, happy hump day. Strap 21 is here. Ola. 35 months, man. He says, Ola, Murph, and Fireflies. Happy Canada to my friends in the Great White North. Indeed. Eamon, 1973 is here. Good day to you, sir. Airlock Doc is in the house. Liptorius, good evening. Airlock says, they say no news is good news, but Murph's flight sim news is better news. Not to be confused with Muse. Yes, of course. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Kirog is here. North Coast Mike, good evening. APU Inspector. We are halfway to the weekend, buddy. Good to see you, man. Fierce Wolf is here. Looking fierce and wolfy. And he also says, Happy Canada Day. This is brilliant. We don't have a Happy Ireland Day. We've St. Patrick's Day, but like, you know, Canada Day. There's an Australia Day. Yeah, that's about it that I know of. But we need an Ireland Day. You know what I mean? Yeah, they could have called it Canada Day. That's absolutely brilliant. Brilliant, right? Happy Canada Day. Let's go with that. I like that. And I love Canada now. I want to visit. I've never been. Have I? No, I flew over it. I've never been in Canada. I'm dying to go to Canada. It's on my bucket list for sure. In a couple of different places. Beautiful country. Some of the nicest people I've ever met are Canadians, right? So yeah, except for the those who don't fly DC-6s, you know, they're, yeah. Don't talk to them Canadians. They're outcasts. Even their own kind outcast them. You know what I mean? But anyway, Sunjammer, good evening. Hope you're well. Stu Snape is here. Hope you're well on this very fine Tuesday or Wednesday night. Stu Snape, I saw you flying out of Corfu earlier on while I was loading in the scenery. I blocked you. I taxied. Well, I got a pushback because you were. It was very funny, but yeah. But that's because you were supposed to be probably working. But anyway, we'll say no more. I didn't see it at all. Yeah, 100%. Now, Hermit Something's here. Very good afternoon to Boston. Good to see you, Hermit. Hope you're well. Toto2495 has rambled in on this fine Wednesday. Good evening to you and to Mrs. Toto. Hope you're both keeping very well. Crafty Tigers, a very good evening. Hope you're well, bud. Alberta, Canada is where Fierce Wolf is. Fierce Wolf, good man yourself. Cyrus T, the man of teal, has rambled in, wearing nothing but a teal cape. Good evening, Cyrus. My, indeed. Good evening. Tomorrow is going to be 32 degrees. Jesus, super tight, really? Have you aircon? Tarnish Mossman is here. I shall say this only once. Hello. Brilliant. Tarnish, good to see you. TG Sims is here. Welcome aboard. Can it snow here yet? I'm tired of the heat. Do you know? Cornwolf is here. Good evening. Latka, good evening. Hope you're well, lads. Norse Viking is here. Howdy. Elric, well, hello there. A very merry top of the week. It's all downhill from here. That's my thoughts exactly. Yes, it's nearly Friday, lads. Flying Trits is here. Happy Wednesday. Linny Bobbins, tier 1 for 17 months. She says, well, that's longer than I expected. How have you put up with me this long? Snap. Right, yin yang, Linny. How haven't you come over to Ireland and slapped the head off me yet? I don't know. It's in my future, I'd say. Linny, thank you very, very much indeed for 17... Jesus. Did you hear buttons? Linny, thank you very, very much indeed for 17 months. Refund? No, there's no refunds. Shag off. There's no the timing of that. Who put that in? Idle cut off. That's brilliant. We just got a 10. Hello there. A 10 pack of gifted subs by Creepy Moon. 90,000 has gifted 10 tier 1 subs into the community here on Twitch. Lads, if you got a tier 1 sub with thanks to Creepy Moon, do be sure to say thank you. That is insane support. What a way to start the month. Thank you very, very much indeed. The man is a legend. Did you see what he did? Look, Jesus. But yes, there's this thing on Twitch. It's been years now since I looked at it. There's a thing on Twitch, right? I don't know, is it only for partners? But they go off these sub points. Right? Now, I'm not going to be one of these fellas. You know, I need this. I'm not that person. All I'm saying is, if you get a certain level, I think, for 3 months, they push you into another bracket. It's all to do with, like, what Twitch get versus what, you know, this Egypt gets, right? So, brilliant! More subs, the merrier. This is great news. There's a target you have to hit. I couldn't tell you what it is, but we're on the right direction. You know, it's over there somewhere. Right. But yeah, that came up on the screen the other day, and it's been about... Jays, it must be 2 years. Is it? I'd say it's 2 years since we kind of hit those numbers. Which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, well, thank you all so very much indeed. Your support helps, absolutely. It keeps this show on the road. It allows me to be the greatest waffler of all times, and general... Like, this is on me desk. For no apparent reason other than I tried to engineer it on a chair. That took me an entire day and I still haven't fixed it. That's what you're up against. That is where the... Jesus. That's where productivity lies. Lives. Productivity. Yeah, right. That's where your investment goes. Your support goes into allowing me to continue to break things at an alarming rate. So thank you very much indeed. Now, let me say, 2 dogs, good evening. Latka's in Denver. Jeez, I'd love to go to Denver. Idle Cutoff is here. Cambridge, no wait. Sandwich calling. Sandwich. Jeez, wouldn't mind now, sandwich. Your favourite sandwich. Go. Tell me. Is it going to be on white bread? Is it going to be on kind of currenty bread? Is it going to be on brown bread with a bit of oats? Is it a salad? Is it a hang sandwich? Hang and cheese? Sandwiches are brilliant. Americans call burgers sandwiches. I want a burger. No, we call it a sandwich. Huh? They call it a sandwich. What do they call sandwiches? They also call them sandwiches. Anyone else confused? But anyway, Nick is here. Good evening. Hope you're well. Old veteran 965 is in the house. Welcome aboard. Soaring AJ, good to see you, man. I could be repeating myself now, so I don't know. Right. Bear with me now. How does the check-in work? Elric, you type in ! check-in, all one word, space, and then like a city, a town, country. That should do it. Now, let me see. Commander Balosh is here. Good to see you, buddy. Mr. TPHI is checking in the air, and the bot thinks that's in New Delhi in India. Now, right, guess you're having Indian for dinner. Brilliant. Sim Guy, a very good afternoon. Hope you're well. Scott says, news day to all, and it's hump day. Woohoo, he says. And for many Americans on the way to a short working week. Yes, Independence Day. The 4th of July weekend is approaching us. And today is Canada Day. You know, and tomorrow's Thursday. I mean, everyone wins. This is great. Brilliant. Right, the days of the week. But yes, Fornax, good evening. Hope you're well. Now, let me see. One Foxy Bingo Gav. Gav is here. Good to see you. All the fellow Canadians, happy Canada Day. Yes, indeed, Canada. Cracker's here. Good evening. Hope all is well with you. Let me see. Shuffle Shoes shuffles in. AJH John, happy Wednesday. Cold Nebo, charming indeed. The Colonel Indiana Longnuts is here. Good to see you, Colonel. Mugan is here. Happy Wednesday. Malky says monitor placement wasn't anything to do with the frying pan danger. No, it was genuine. I bashed into it. Do you know? Uniform Goose is here. Good day, Goose. Hope you're well. Sir Camsalot, my dude from Angoshlan Nua. How's she cutting, man? How's she cutting? Kirog, thank you very much indeed for 14 months. Dude, what a legend. Thank you very much indeed. Yes, is the old chair now where you had the doff rig? It is. Your railroader, good evening. Hope all is well. Murph, just a reminder to put something on that. Thanks, Elric. Yeah, Jesus then. Right, now, so you made yourself another creative space. I did. I actually did. But we're not going to dwell on that until it's finished. Right, now, brilliant. Muse Fan is here, bursts in the door with his face. He says, how he is, mad jokes is. Which kind of loosely translates to, good evening, friends. Great to see you. Welcome aboard. Right, good to see you, Muse. Jeez, you're looking well. Now, let me see. Old Man Boss, good to see you. Hope all is well. Thank you for 3 in a row. Love the Dolphin, or the Dolphin. We're going to fly the Dolphin variant of it in a few days. But yeah, dude, that helicopter, it's just... Yes, more. We need more and more time to fly. Do you know? Angry Bee, good evening. Hope you're keeping well. Spills is here. The Dart Guy, welcome in. The forecast here is Swampass. Yes. We don't really get that much. You know, it's more like kind of damp or dreary or misery. Yes, the weather forecast for tomorrow, misery. Oh, it's grand, yeah. Tomorrow, there's going to be misery. Bring a rain jacket. Goblin Zeus, good afternoon. He says, strong wind, high temperatures. Just now, 2 forest fires near Marseille. The firefighter planes are flying. Jesus, high winds and that temperature, man. That's not good at all. Stay safe, buddy. Now, where's this now? I'm not your friend, pal. You're not, wait, who are you talking to? Are you not saying can't we be friends? Come on, I'm a great friend. I'll forget your name. I'll forget your birthday. I'll slag you. You know, but we'd be great friends. Brilliant friends. Do you know? Mexico. Oh, they'll play Mexico. Well, that shouldn't be too impossible for them, will it? Energizer's here. Totally haven't spent the last 6 hours in a heli. In a Dolphin. Not at all. No. You were busy doing something else, you know. They're taking on Mexico. Yeah. That'll be interesting. I feel they missed a trick not calling it Canada. I'm telling you. I think emotion should be passed from now on that you refer to the news as the Muse. Welcome to this week's Flight Sim Muse. Doesn't have the same ring to it, Muse, you know. White Bull Queen is here. Brazil. When have Brazil ever won anything? If we can get the mighty Congo... if we can be the mighty Congo and draw against Ghana... How could Brazil stop us? You know, Canada Day, it's a new word just for today. Yeah, in celebration of Canada Day, you see. Muse Fan has watched for 135 streams in a row, look. Jesus, thank you very much. Night Sepp is here, tier 1 for 67 months. Thank you very much indeed. He says, they've... just checking in for my caravan on Lake Constance. Oh, your annual caravan extraordinaire. Extravaganza. Fantastic. Hope you're enjoying it, buddy. And well, great to see you. And put loads of photos up to make us all terribly jealous. Canada is fun. It has me, says Mr. TPHI. They all like you in Canada. Nando Kitty, good evening. Hope you're well. Where's this now? Is Canada Day when the Canadians tried to do the advert and drink Canada Dry? Do you remember Canada? No, not Canada Dry. Was it Canada Dry? No. What was the beer that came out, the Canadian one? Do you remember? Everyone was drinking it over here for a while. You're going to need a much larger bucket. Yeah, right. Brilliant. Now, let me see. Our country is expensive, though. Yeah, it is. As a Canadian, I can say we like the Irish. Murph, Dan's never met a Canadian that doesn't like the DC-6. They don't exist. They don't exist. Greta is almost as hot as the babe. Colonel Indiana, do you need to sit down and just open a window and get some air on the situation for a while? What? Are you right in the head? Jesus. I bet the missus will leave Murph in a beer barrel floating down Niagara Falls. Viper, go join Colonel Indiana there for a minute. The two of you just sit down there. Just take a breather. Take a breather. I thought we were mad at the Canadians. We got over it. They were thinking about getting the DC-6, but, no, we're okay now. Canada is no longer the guilty party today, for the moment anyway. We're sitting at 44 degrees right now, says Mr. TPHI. In Canada, 44 degrees? Is that right? Jesus. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Now, let me see. Creepy Mon then with the 10 gifted tier 1 subs. Then he pressed another button there, I see. He did another 5. Creepy Moon, thank you very much indeed. I say Creepy Mon. Creepy Moon, thank you very, very much indeed. Lads, if you got a tier 1 sub with thanks to Creepy Moon, he's just gifted 5 more into the chat. Do be sure to say thank you. Incredible support, buddy. Thank you very, very much indeed. Now, Sumner is here, checking in from Milwaukee, lurking for the news. Good evening and lurk away, buddy. Zybok Doc is here, calling from Denmark. Hello from Tipperary. Hope you're well. Who else come in? Belbro is here. I'll be in lurk tonight as Belgium are playing. Hope that they will play with... Hope they will play with Grinta. The only way they'll stand against Senegal. Grinta, you say? Interesting. Now, let me see. Rogue is here. Good to see you. Just did a SkyOps mission. The casualty only had 1 sprained ankle. By the time I found him, he had starved. Oh shit. That happened to me yesterday. Yeah. They had issues on the server yesterday. They were working on it, but it should be all tickety-boo now. Do you know? A Canada Air CL415, they're flying over your house going to the forest fires. No way, Goblin Zeus. That's crazy. SoCal Jerry is here. Hello there. Good to see you, Jerry. Jerry, it's younger looking you're getting, despite your best intentions, but you're looking well. Good to see you, bud. A crisp sandwich. Oh, now you're onto something, Stu. White roll with tuna and salad with spring onions. Now, would it be tuna and a bit of mayonnaise? The tuna mayonnaise sandwich is what you'd get up for in the middle of the night. If you didn't have a wife or partner, because they wouldn't let you back into the bed. The cat will get on with you well, though. I have an eyelash blocking my eye. That didn't work at all. Right, it's okay. I fixed it, lads. Now, sandwiches, you say? Indeed. Texas one fly boy. Tex, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Now, let me see. Checked in from somewhere absolutely I can't pronounce. That's brilliant. Billy is here. Good evening. Now, let me see. Them's my shoes. Welcome aboard. Happy Wednesday. Just Roy is here. Good to see you, Roy. Let's have a look here. That is better, yeah. It was getting a bit strange there, wasn't it, Tex? You put in, numbers, and it was huh? Wombat is here. Good evening, Wombat. Happy Wednesday, bud. Light Bison is here. Happy Wednesday to you. Rogers, RC75, is in the house. Good to see you, Rogers. Now, let me see. Hanking Awesome is here. Happy Wednesday. It's Hab in Beer City with 32 degrees. Jesus. Murphy just missed a South Park reference. Is that what the Colonel Indiana Longnuts was saying to me? Balls. Mexico will beat England, says Eamon. Well, Eamon is from England, so that's okay. At least they can't say we were giving them a hard time, I always said I love Mexico. Right. Now, Musan has checked in from RD, which clearly doesn't exist, but it does. Then Creepy Moon again, thank you very much indeed. Comerica Day. I see what you did. Right, now. What was that? Malson. Was it Malson? Oh, it could have been Malson. Yeah. The one that had the mouse in it. Yes, Malson. That's the one. Well done, lads. Yeah, that's the one. It was Malson. No, it had a different name. In Ireland, it had a different name. Malson? That's going to wreck me head. Dad's Angel, thank you very much indeed for 15 months. Cheers, buddy. You're very kind. Daz is here. He says, sorry I'm late. No, you're not. I was packing me bags for the England team coming home Monday. Coming home, me are. Listen, I believe they did all right, you know. Don't tell me now you're doing that whole football's coming home song in a dance, does it? If you are, I know where there's two people sitting down near the window with your name on it, right? I'm just saying. Actually, no, there's only one person there now. You know, the Colonel Indiana, he can come back. Viper, you stay where you are, right? Stay where you are, stay where you are. Right, now. Jesus. This is all getting very kind of interactive or something, isn't it? What's going on? 60 streams in a row from Death's Angel. Thank you very much indeed. Now, visualise. Not many people know on Canada Day a moose gets its knuckle. Thank you, visualise. Visualise that. Huh? Jamie G, thank you very much indeed for 5 tier 1 subs going out to the community on Twitch. You absolute legend. Lads, if you got a tier 1 sub, but thanks to Jamie G, do be sure to say thank you. The man is a legend. Dad, game time, good to see you. Did I miss the EMB 110 part of the stream? Yeah, we just finished it. Sorry now, you know, Dad, game time, but no, we haven't even started the stream yet. This is literally the introduction. But don't worry, it only takes about 4 minutes from start to finish. Right. Sure, we're only 3 minutes in. But good to see you, buddy. Jill Pilot is here. Welcome aboard. A. Crotty is in the house. Back from walking the dog. And just back in time for the news. Yes. Followed by the weather. Yeah, wait to see it. It's good to see you. Dazza, you absolute mad ticket. 10 gifted tier 1 subs going out to the community right here on Twitch. Lads, if you got a tier 1 sub, but thanks to Dazza T Arab, do be sure to say thank you. Come on, England, and, you know, football. Right. Dazza, thanks a million. Long Nuts also makes many movies you can find on hub pages. Brilliant. I've seen several streams lately for the Connie. Did they update it? They did. The Top Gear lads turned the whole of Mexico against England. But I think it was more Richard Hammond, you know. I think it was Richard Hammond. G Slayer is here. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome aboard. Canada Dry. Was it Canada Dry? No, there was a beer. I had a different name. You know. Gel Pilot says, been flying the Dauphin around Cape Town today. Oh yeah, dude, it's so good. It is so good. Mech, Shadow Beast, good to see you, bud. Welcome aboard. Lazy Davey is here. Heisenberg is in the chat. It's freaking hot. It is. Well, it's mild. How hot is it for you, though? Do you know? 3 minutes, 3 minutes plus 27 additional minutes, but who's counting? Moosehead beer. No, it wasn't Molson. Muse fan, you should know these things. We used to buy them in the thing. The Canadian beer. Was it just called Canada? Or Balls? What was it called? Someone should know. There was a 90s beer called Labatt's, and they sold it as Canadian. No, it wasn't Rolling Rock. I look it up here now. Hang on. Google intensifies. Canadian beer. Yeah, you see, ye called it Molson. It is Molson, but we didn't call it Molson. We just called it Canadian, I think. Canadian beer in Ireland. Wait now. It wasn't called Molson. We just called it... Oh, they call it Molson now. That's interesting. Labatt's is nice. Oh, no, it's not nice, isn't it? Hang on now. Jesus, looking at all this beer. I'm just saying, it tastes like more. Oh, Jesus. I can't think. It was Molson. It's the same stuff. Was it just called Canadian? It was just called Canadian. Yeah. I'll have a pint of Canadian, please. It sounds very strange, doesn't it? I need a bottle of Canadian. Is it made out of real Canadians, or are you just... Do you know what I mean? We couldn't handle how to pronounce Molson. Canadian lager. Not Molson. Molson? We just called it Canadian. You know, he doesn't listen. No, I do listen, but I didn't believe you. Right? Because it was Molson, but we never called it Molson. It didn't even say Molson on the box. It literally said Canadian. It was actually quite nice. You know, it's 97 degrees Fahrenheit with a heat index of 112. Jesus. Nothing like a cold Canadian. Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to ask them. Airlock and Mr. TPHI and Mrs. TPHI and Fierce Wolf. Yeah, they're all in Canada, right? The only Canadian beer I recognise is, was it Elsnore? Elsnore. I'm Ron Burgundy. Right. Anyway, I'm glad we got that situation sorted, lads. It was very important because we couldn't go on without it. Right. Now, visualise over on YouTube. Welcome in. JP Gaming is here. Dave JSB. Hello, Prestwick. Hope you're well, buddy. Kieran Nile is here. Good to see you, Kieran. Happy Wednesday. User is in the chat. Mr. Martini says, greetings from Florida. Hello from Tipperary. Shamrock Minimums, a very good evening to you. Who else now is here? Quid T-Man. Hello. Hope all is well. Legion Johnny's in the house. Kubi Montana, happy Wednesday. Flybird Dyer is here. Got the new LGKR from Gaya. I've been waiting for it to be released. Ooh, nice. But yeah, we're going to be checking it out. Anna Crussus is here. Steve Stavros, a very good evening. We'll see. Good evening. Me and my mom just got home from dinner. It was at a Gordon Ramsay's fish and chips, and I had spud for lunch. It was very good. We'll see. You're having the best England holiday ever. It sounds great, buddy. Absolutely great. Captain Ray is in the house. Good to see you. Dave Cleary. Legend Dave. Welcome in, Dave. Good to see you, bud. David White is here. Good to see you, David White. But yes, that's fantastic news. We'll see. He's having a great old time. Ryan D. Walker. Yeah, it's very like Coors. Yeah, very, very like Coors. Yes. Air temp 35 degrees in Nashville with a heat index of 46. Jesus. Fun fact, Quebec wanted to leave Canada so bad, they stopped drinking Molson Canadian, then started drinking Molson Export, which we will refer to as Molson X, like Canadian was their X. Really? Quebec wanted to say, where would they go? We're leaving. Where are you going to go? I don't know. Right, do you know? A minute and 35, be goddamn, we better, right, we'll jump in here now, look. 1 minute and 35 minutes of an intro. This is brilliant. They wanted to be French. Come, would you stop? Would you stop? I mean, I love France. The French, great bunch of lads. But would you stop? Do you know? That's hilarious. Then again, they do have the language advantage. They can speak fluently. Parlez-vous le français? Oui, oui. Oh, Jays. Right. Do you know? But yeah. Echo Tyler. No, Echo 19 Tyler. Echo is in the house. No, he's not. Tyler is in the house. Also known as Echo 19. It's good to see you. Europe sent their heat over here. But to be fair, you had it first. You know, RD should leave Ireland and become our own country. Yeah. You can join in from Quebec. We need to come up with a name. You need to mix Quebec with RD. Come back with your names now, lads. The funnier, the better, right? Tyler, hope you're well, buddy. Great catching up with you at Expo, mate. And hopefully longer the next time we'll have pints. They wanted to be French. Yeah, makes sense. Right, we need to start, you know, because we're almost 2 minutes. Come on over here, look. Sure, look, brilliant. There's a little bit of France right next to Canada. There actually is. There's sovereign French soil between Nova Scotia and Canada? Isn't it? Yeah. Randy, thank you very much indeed. RDW77. Just about to buy the Dauphin. It is so good. It is so good. You will absolutely love it. You will love it. It's a balmy 25 degrees and no humidity. I want it back. Right? Yeah, SoCal. Yeah, SoCal Jerry. Almost 2 minutes, you know. One Fly Air, good to see you, buddy. 20 years ago, Canada beer was called Carling. Was that Carling? Was Carling Canadian? Carling. Right now, Ardebec Sumer. Oh, très bien, merci. Très bien. Stu Snape has it now. He's absolutely lashed it into it. That is brilliant. Brilliant. Now, where's this? I'm looking for something. My chat moves terribly fast. If Quebec separated from Canada, the best part of it would cut 5 hours off the drive from Toronto to Halifax. Right? Yep. I think that's a winner. 2 minutes and 40. Thank you, CP. Carding is Canadian originally. That's crazy. So Quebec and RD shall leave their sovereignty to become new sovereign nations, and it will be for this day forth known as Ardebec Sumer. Now, Welcome to Quay Bardi. That's also very good. Where the poutine comes with brown bread and everyone says, bonjour, how are you? Ignore the fact that it tastes like bog water. Oh, does it? Oh, right, okay. Right, anyway, look at the state of this, lads. This here, of course, is the L-1049 Super Constellation. And it's from RedWing. Also known as RedWing. Not WedWing. Sound out, Murph. RedWing, right? And it's an aircraft I didn't spend an awful lot of time with in 2020. It was still cooking. And I gotta say, we're going to be checking it out tonight. There's a lot of cool features now put into this aircraft. There was always that kind of depth in terms of the systems and the realism, right? But it kind of lacked on some other areas that didn't necessarily make it an enjoyable aircraft to fly. The model wasn't great. The flight characteristics at the time wasn't fantastic. Happy about the sounds. All this kind of stuff combined me to the fact of, I just want to fly the DC-6. I can tell you before we even get into this, that opinion has changed because there's a lot going on here now. There have been massive improvements. Is it perfect? No. But it's on the right track. It is on the right track, right? So delivery on the Connie, yeah, isn't it gorgeous? Irish Airlines, as they were known before, Aer Lingus, absolutely gorgeous. And of course, they're operated in Ireland, the Connies. First designation Air Force One was a Constellation, in case you didn't know. So yeah, very, very historically important aircraft, and a direct competitor, of course, would have been Douglas with their DC-5 and 6, mainly the 6, right? Or not the 5, the 4, DC-4, and then the DC-6, and then it went off into the Bajani then, right? So I'm also waiting on a snippet of breaking news, but I haven't heard it yet. I will send you the link. Okay. Are we okay? Read the above. I'm asking someone a question because this is going to be exclusive news. I should do the thing like those game shows. Exclusive news. Or, no one's even known about this news. Or, finally some... You get the idea, right? But yeah, I'm just waiting on a message to come back to me to say, yeah, Murph, you can. Because if I do it and I don't ask... I'd be the Muppet. But anyway, we're going to be checking out this aircraft very soon when we cover the news. And it's a Connie. And I got to say, it looks great. You'll also notice our surroundings. We are not in Costa de Finglas. We are here in the Costa... no, we're not. We're here in Corfu. Right, and we're going to be checking out Corfu here now in a few moments as well. So to get us started, friends, we're going to ramble on over to the news. Where is this now? We'll be okay. Okay, right, hang on. I want to show you a picture before we get started. There's going to be an announcement made shortly on the interwebs about a new aircraft coming to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I'm not going to tell you who it is or who it's from, but I want you to guess. Any ideas? That's all you get? Yeah, I might give you a second one. What is it? That's all you're getting now, right? Get a good long hard look at that now, lads. Right, that's it. And it's not from Miltech. Hello there. It's not from Miltech, right? This is all terribly exciting. Terribly. Squeaky Tooth, follow the channel. Thank you. Welcome in. Right, a couple of answers coming in there now, lads. Couple of answers coming in now. That some are right, some are terribly wrong. Others are kind of half right. Your glasses are filthy. Right. Right, now. Where's this? Looks like a horizontal heli. Maybe. It does scream something. Interesting. Right, anyway, we'll go back to that in a moment. We shall start off the news, and a shout out to Vasco over at MSFS addons.com. A shout out to Callum and the lads over at FS Elite, and also to Threshold, for which we have some info from Threshold this evening. So, Builds broke the story today. with an announcement that their TriStar is now finished its kind of exclusive period within the marketplace. It's now coming over to the INI manager, and if you bought it through the marketplace, you can transfer it across. But not only that, they're going to be doing a 15% off sale, limited time for 1 week only, for anyone who might be thinking about picking up the L-1011 TriStar. And they've also given us a snapshot into an upcoming update, which is tanker operations, right? So the L-1011, we've spent a couple of streams on this, learning the systems. This is a magnificent aircraft. Lockheed Martin, or Lockheed, built it. It was their only commercial jet airliner, which is freaking nuts, right? The Aviator, welcome in. Cheers, buddy. Calling it now. You could be close. You could be close. So what we have here from the TriStar is just a very unique aircraft. It was ahead of its time. You know, there's great history between it and Rolls-Royce when it came to the engines. And I've thoroughly enjoyed learning the systems. And we haven't even scratched the surface on this thing yet. So the aircraft is available already from Microsoft Flight Sim's marketplace. And now AnyBuilds have announced you can also pick it up from the INI manager, and you can transfer it across, get your updates and all of this. But apart from a 15% sale price for a week, they've also shared some pictures because they're going to be bringing the new fuel tanker variant in. Right? But it's not just fuel. So you can see a beautiful picture here. This is an RAF, Royal Air Force livery, and this is one of the TriStar operations was as a air-to-air fuel tanker, right? So the new logic recalculates the aircraft's track from its current position along the Great Circle path throughout the leg. There's updates here. Sorry, version 1.0.8. It's a rework of how the TriStar inertial navigation system worked, right? So they've tweaked it. Previously, the aircraft calculated a fixed bearing at the start of each leg and held it, rather than continuously working out where it sat along the Great Circle route. It was accurate enough in practice, but could still fly slightly longer distances and drift off a little. They've now fixed that, right? So you can kind of see some of the changes that they brought into this update. So make sure you grab that. The bigger news, though, is the reveal of what they're adding to the aircraft. It's going to have air-to-air refueling, a strategic freighter, and a medical and humanitarian evacuation fit. What? This is all coming to it, right? I'll forward you a couple of shots too. Right, we'll get to that now. The operations pack will be a paid add-on offered at a discount to existing TriStar owners, and also a standalone for anyone drawn more to cargo and special mission flying than the traditional airline, right? So this is pretty cool, lads. In-flight refueling of what? Of other aircraft, you know. Birds, Jerry, birds, right? If my face is over there, you'd have been able to read it, look. But you get the idea. But that was something when we first saw the TriStar come out. And a lot of you guys had mentioned saying, yeah, I saw these in RAF colours, and they were used as refuelers, they were used as cargo aircraft for the RAF. And AnyBuilds are definitely following that as well. It's going to have the, what do you call it? The fuel line, of course, the fuel tanks inside, just a different operation. So very excited to see this, because like what they did with the A340, I'm drawn more to these aircraft because they're multi-role. Yes, you can have your passenger operations, of course, but when you go into, like, you know, dual purpose, or in this case, you can go, you know, passenger, cargo, or you can get into, you know, strategic stuff. This is very, very interesting, and it gives you more reasons to want to go flying in these aircraft as well, which is absolutely deadly, right? It's Mario, good to see it. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure. I'm Pierce. I'm sure there's a way in which it could be done. I mean, there's no automatic way for you connect. You know, you connect into the line and starts refueling it. Maybe it has that. I don't know. But I mean, if it has a fuel line and you can fly behind it, right? Just top up your fuel. There's going to be workarounds for it. You know what I mean? So will it be okay if the air show refueler add-on? Yeah, it's possible. It's absolutely possible. You know. No news on when they're going to release this expansion pack, which is going to be a paid upgrade, but it's great news to see that it's actually happening, right? So I have some stuff to show you. I need to save an image. Yes. You save another. I nearly said shave. Right. You ready for another screenshot? Ooh. Yeah, I'd say so. I'm here. Someone come out with a mod probably to do it. There's another screenshot of the other thing we're talking about. Right? How cool is this?
Oh, Jesus.
My words exactly. Now, hang on. Before we do anything here. Pause. No. Pause. Yeah. Okay. It's now live and it's public. Brilliant. I don't think I can play that music. But let's have a look at this video. Lads, this is from SWS. The guys who brought us the PC-12, the Kodiak, and the Airvan, to name but a few, right? And this is hot off the shelves right now. Check it out, man, with things and stuff with things. And I press a button. Come on, video. You can still play. Go on, you devil. Look, what a place to hang. Just stupid thing. Hang on, we'll refresh it. We're up around here, look. It's the amount of people looking at the video. Ah, Jesus, it did it again. There we go. It does look vintage. So when we're saying, you know, is it a Q400? No. But she looks to be a variant of the 1, 2, and 3. The Dash 8. A Dash 8? Fantastic news. From SWS, lads. What's the excitement levels like now looking at this? This is actually pretty cool. Now, where is this now? It's pretty much the roadmap, right? It's the roadmap. It's a 2026 roadmap. I'll ask him. Rough release date for the Dash this year. Let us see. It looks absolutely class, doesn't it? So the roadmap, what do we look at? Let's go through this here for a second. So the Kodiak 100 Medivac expansion, right? Who doesn't want that, right? The Medivac expansion for the Kodiak. Kodiak is an absolutely excellent aircraft in Flight Sim 24 now. It is excellent, right? And now to have all these different variants, very, very exciting. Very exciting, right? But we saw more. Where is it now? The amphibian version, right, for the Kodiak. Nice. The Kodiak 900. So they're talking about bringing the 900 in. Oh, Jesus, years ago. They mentioned this back in, it was going to be released in 2020. The Kodiak 900, which is bigger, obviously, right? Bigger, louder, stronger, right? Okay, so they're okay. That's the Kodiak 900. This has just been released over the last couple of days. The Airvan Systems Pulse. This is where it brings all the realism stuff. It's an add-on expansion, right? So if you have the Airvan, then you go ahead and buy the expansion. And I remember talking to Alex. He was going to do that. He was going to release kind of standard aircraft. And for those who want to buy or want to have you know, the extra realism, the maintenance, the wear and tear. It was going to be a module that they could choose to buy. And the reason being is he wanted to make the aircraft accessible to more people, which kind of makes sense when you think about it. If someone doesn't want all these features caked in, well, they just don't have to pay for them. If you want to have all these extra features in, I think he's like charging like 10 or 15 bucks for it. You know what I mean? So that's what that's the system pulse. And he was saying he wants this to go into all his aircraft, which could be interesting. We can also see the PC-12, the NG, and also the PC-12 Legacy for 2024 officially, right? And he's targeting Q3 of 2026 for those. That's great news, right? And then this behemoth. This is the de Havilland Canada -8, and it's going to be the 100, 200, and 300 series aircraft, and they are planning this for a 2026 release. That's a very pretty plane. So she is the older variant for sure, but it looks absolutely class, doesn't it? It's amazing how such an iconic aircraft like the Dash, over in Europe, ATR, we have ATRs here. You know, Flybe, I think, used to have the Dash. You know what I mean? Is it comparable to the Saab? She's slightly bigger than the Saab. It's similar, but it's bigger. I think the Saab had the speed, though. Saab was faster, but this is bigger. This can carry more. Do you know what I mean? Unless I'm completely wrong on that, but I don't think so. In Europe, as I say, it's mainly we would see ATRs. There are Q400s here, don't get me wrong, but there's more of them stateside. You know, Dash 8s are more common here because, duh, it's made in Canada. Yeah, right, listen, right? Super Ty, you can go to that corner next. Mustafa's here. Good to see you, buddy. He's streaking. He's streaking. So we just got news. SWS is working on a de Havilland Canada -8. You know, the Saab was bigger and faster, noticeably bigger. The Saab 340. Hang on, which is bigger, this or the Saab? The Saab is bigger. The -8 was bigger and much faster. I'd have said this. This is bigger. Yeah. This is bigger than the Saab. The Saab is faster though. But you're now telling me the -8 was faster. Okay, I thought the Saab had the legs. This had the you know, ATR is a slow ice magnet. Yeah, it's pretty cool though. I do like the ATR. But yeah, that's great news. SWS, man, fantastic news from them. That's hot off the shelf. Hot off the shelf. So we'll go back to our news here now. Saab 2000 was rapid, not so much the 340. Okay, you fly them in Greenland, or they have them in Greenland. Nice. The -8 was bigger and better, says Scott. Okay, well, okay. Poor Sweden, giving them terrible abuse tonight, you lot are. I used to fly the Kodiak quite a bit, but after I put it down for a while, I forgot how to start it without blowing the engine. Yes. Turboprops are just brilliant. They're more fun to fly on. Commercially, turboprops are just better to fly on, I think. You know you're being flown. You know what I mean? SWS, the Greek dev showing -8 in Olympic Airways livery. Yeah. They have indeed. I have another picture here I can show you. Ooh and ah. Right? Pretty cool. The Saab had better landing gear and handled ice better. Right? We need jet card to add the Kodiak. Can you get the Kodiak on jet card? Interesting. But anyway, so that was news from Inibills. Great news for their upcoming operations pack and the updates, and of course the 15% discount you can now get for their L-1011 TriStar. And we just got news there from SWS about their roadmap for 2026, which includes the Airvan, the Kodiak 900, the Kodiak 100 is getting some love in terms of the medical, the PC-12, NG and Legacy, and a -8. Except for the noise level, yeah. Oh, yeah, they're loud, aren't they? So great news there. So moving on, Teog's Hangar, they released this aircraft yesterday. We flew the bejesus out of it, and they have released their Dauphin. It's a twin pack, so you get the Dauphin and Dolphin, one European, one American. Specifically, the Dolphin HA65A is that of the US Coast Guard, right? And the aircraft released yesterday, it was a hefty-ish price, but I suppose the argument here is you are getting two very different helicopters. Like they're very different, right? They kind of half look the same, but different insides, different capabilities, different autopilots, all that kind of stuff. So this is being released. We flew it yesterday as kind of like an intro flight, tried to learn it. We're going to be flying it again tomorrow morning at 1100 Zulu, or no, at 1000 Zulu, right? And we're going to be flying it with On Air. And I cannot get enough of this chopper. I love this thing. Man, this is like, without a shadow of a doubt, in my opinion, this is the best helicopter in the sim, hands down. And that's saying something, considering Taogs have made some crackers over the years, right? And it's not to say the others are bad. We have some really good helicopters. The MH60 is awesome. The Taogs fleet is a standalone. High Performance Group, who are badly lacking here now. Cowan Sim aircraft, which are kind of also badly lacking in 2024. But we still have a lot of really good helicopters here. Also Flying Side. But this thing, I love it. In my opinion, I think this is the best helicopter. If you want to start learning helicopters, go with this. Why? It is the most stable. The most stable. And it has a button that Gibbo loves. You know. Cop a field switch. Right? But it's very, very good. Where's this now? Can you make yourself mute for a few minutes? The missus is drooling over the helicopter. You're costing us more money again. Get it right. This is just an incredible, incredible aircraft. It's gorgeous. So you need to get it. At some stage, you need to get it. Put this on your, calendar sometime in your future to say, you want to get into helicopter flying, start here. This is the one. That's my advice to you. Only because there is so much automation once you get the thing airborne. The autopilot is insanely good. The AFCS is insanely good. It looks great. It sounds great. And there's a ton of features with it. It's very, very good. But it is up there. It's on the Janie then, right? So that has been released. It's a marketplace exclusive, right? I've no other news on that. Releasing on Xbox or even PlayStation, it is definitely something that should happen. When? Couldn't tell you. But anyway, we shall move on. Simworks Studios, what we've just seen in the video, the Airvan's System Pulse expansion has now been released. And basically what it does, it adds the entire, wear and tear and failures module to the aircraft, which brings it up into, a very high fidelity feature. So it's pretty cool to see, right? So what do we have here? What we have, System Pulse is the studio's attempt to bring deep system simulation onto a general aviation airframe. SWS describe individually simulated components across each system, from the fuel filter to the oil pump, so that parts behave on their own. Wear and tear is tied to how and where you fly, with the developer listing sand, rain, humidity, temperature, and even pilot finesse among the factors that feed into the airframe condition. There's also an interesting level of persistence. According to SWS, parts do not just remember the state you left them in, but they also age while the sim is closed. After a week, the developer suggests you could fire up the sim to find an oil change already due. The SWS tablet sits at the center of all of this. From there, you can set how quickly the aircraft ages, trigger failures at random or on demand, and carry out repairs without leaving the cockpit. Then there is the cascading behavior, which is where System Pulse tries to separate itself from a simple failure roulette. SWS say a single fault can set off a chain reaction, so a failed oil pump could lead to an overheating engine and an overspeeding propeller, rather than just one isolated warning light. This is pretty cool, right? However, a couple of things worth knowing before you reach for your wallet. System Plus is an expansion. It's not a standalone product, so it requires the Airvan Basic Edition to grab it. If you bought System Pulse for 2020, the 2024 version comes free, and SWS say you can add it to your cart and the upgrade applies automatically. Do we have the price on this gadget? Because they just said it went live. It's $14.99, and it's specific to the Airvan. But I remember Alex was telling me he wanted to add this to the entire fleet. Right? So the Airvan is about, what, $25-30? And then you're paying an extra $14.99 for all the additional features. Which, I kind of like that. I mean, not everyone wants to have all the realistic features, right? They just want to get in and go flying without consequence, right? But for those who do want to dive in more into the simulation, well, this is how they've presented it. So I actually think this works. Works pretty well, do you know? CSS previewing the 737 Classic Freighters lineup, and we have a freighter for the 737-3 and 4, and the previews come with an interesting detail. The two cargo jets are modelled on two different real-world conversions, so they won't be identical. The freighters complete the Classic family, following on from the Passenger 3 and 400 that released earlier this month. The 500, of course, was released well before that. They've been on the roadmap since November. There's no release date yet, but CSS have put out enough to get a sense of where the cargo versions are heading, right? Boeing never sold the 73 Classic as a factory freighter, so every cargo Classic flying today is a third-party conversion. CSS notes that the work has been handled over the years by companies such as IAI of Israel, and the version carries the 73-3 designation, the Florida-based PEMCO and AEI, whose conversions wear the 300SF and 400SF labels. Operators often ended up with quite different airframes, even within the same fleet. Now, Ice Pilots fans, Buffalo Airways, they bought themselves a 737. Does anyone know, was it a Dash 200 they bought, or was it a Dash 3? Because they had the same crack. That was a converted freighter. Passenger into freighter, right? It was a 300, Command Super Thai. So, this is pretty cool. I mean, if you like flying up kind of the Northwest Territories and beyond, you could now be operating a converted passenger aircraft now fitted for cargo, which is exactly what Buffalo Airways have done with their aircraft. Buffalo Joe wasn't too happy, but sure, like, you know, the cost of fuel and all that, right? That's pretty cool though. So we'll have to have a look at this. I wonder, does it come with Buffalo Airways? It should, and if it doesn't, it's a missed opportunity. Looks pretty cool though, doesn't it? Just like the Navy C400 or C40, yes. Hans Gruber's here. They've both a 300 and a 300. Ah, okay, they've both now. Okay. I remember seeing the post, Mikey talking about it, you know. I remember the 200 with a gravel kit on it. There you go. There you go. The pricing follows the structure already set out. Owners of the full Classic family will get both freighters at no extra cost. If you only bought a passenger variant on its own, the matching freighter will run you an extra $10. So if you only wanted one variant, which I think was $50, you spend an extra tenner and you get the converted freighter. In a box, man, is here. Good to see you, bud. Happy Wednesday. I'd be interested to see how this goes. CSS have done a lot to deliver on their promises. I think the aircraft still need a bit of work, but they're definitely busy keeping it going. And it's very healthy for us as simmers, in particular with Microsoft Flight Sim, to have people develop Boeing aircraft. It's not a heavily saturated market. Consider Airbus. With the Boeing, I mean, you really only have two players, right? CSS coming into the mix, it's giving us a bit of more options. See. Now, moving on, the Mi-2 Hoplite. We showcased this aircraft a couple of weeks ago for 2020, and they told us that a 2024 native version was on the way. The good news is the 2024 version is now available. We're going to be checking out this next week because I've too much on tonight. However, after the April debut, which is a 2020, but it still worked, right? For the most part, Digital Aeronautics helicopter has reached the platform most of the community have already moved to, and it is that as the 2024 version. They first planned a separate paid native version, but by the end of this year. But after, as they describe, as a heavy demand to get the helicopter onto the newer sim, it added a compatibility version for late June, which was reported in May. And that two-track plan raised obvious questions. Would the native version be a second purchase? And would existing owners pay? Digital Aeronautics said that it has folded the compatibility and native versions into one product to remove confusion. The result is you get a single 2024 version sold as early access. It's worth being clear that a fuller feature set is still on the way. What ships today is a fully working base model with its 3D assets converted into the 2024 SDK, textures moved, the sound bank rebuilt, alongside improved performance and lighting. But there's going to be more coming, right? Digital Aeronautics say customers pay $34.99 for early access with a launch promotion of $31.49. That's a 10% cut for the first 2 weeks after release. The price then climbs as features land to $36.99, $39.99, and then finally $44.99. A lot of talk on prices. whatever. I wouldn't like that. Anyone else confused? You don't need to say about prices. Like, we don't need to see, well, it's going to rise on this scale. Just give us the total price and then put it on special. Anyway, the increases apply to new buyers, though. Once you purchase at any point, every later update is free, so buying earlier just means paying less for the same eventual product. Existing owners come out ahead. Anyone who's already bought the aircraft version before the 22nd of June 2026, they get the 2024 upgrade and all the features at no cost. Fair enough. So if you bought the version before June 22nd, you get the 2024 version free. The studio says it's a thank you to the people who backed the project from the start. Interesting. We're going to check this chopper out next week. I will say this, from Digital Aeronautics, they hit a home run with this helicopter. I thought this was class. It's so unique, it's so different, it looked fantastic, sounded great, and it flew really well. And it's so different. And look at the state of it. It's just different. You know what I mean? So yeah, looking forward to flying that one next week. Fly-by-wire, they have released their native version of the A380X for Flight Sim 2024 with a new no cabin mode and big VRAM savings. It's been a busy week for Airbus. Of course, we know the crack with Latin VF4. They put out a surprise super jumbo on the marketplace, and Anybills, which we have an update from, are also working on their own. So this one by Fly-by-Wire, they told us some months ago they were going to kind of change their development cycle. They were going to say, right, the A321X and A380 will stay on Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, and then we're going to have a new development branch just focusing on 2024. And this is the start of it, right? Now, what it comes with, looking at the lads streaming it over the last couple of days, Jamie, Kenko, Chewy, they've flown the aircraft, and I think the biggest takeaway from the aircraft thus far has been, it's performing better. It's performing better. A couple of changes made here and there. Don't forget, the aircraft it's not a kind of feature complete aircraft yet. But for free, it is absolutely insanely, incredibly awesome. This is a free aircraft, right? And as I say, it may not be feature complete, but it's free, and there's now way better performance in 2024, which is great. Hayden is here, good to see you. But Google Translate. Yeah, we'll get Keen Lafford in, he'll help us out. So better performance is in there, which is great to see. And lighting, quality of life, and end of the 4K, 8K split. New lighting's gone in. This thing looks gorgeous, right? It's available now through the Fly-by-Wire installer. You can pick it up straight away. And Stu did a flight in it the other day. It was great in performance, still very light on the controls though. There's no refunds, Hayden. Shag off. So this is the thing, right? Latin VF4 came out with their A380, which people were pleasantly surprised. Fly-by-Wire have updated theirs to 2024, right? And that's available right now if you want to go check it out.
Jesus.
But Anybills, they've also now put out a few more updates regarding their upcoming A380. And I think this is where you're going to see that kind of difference. Fly-by-Wire is a awesome product, and considering it's free, it really kind of it is up there in pecking order. Latin VF4, I think it's probably their most feature complete advanced aircraft they've ever done, which is great news for them. But I think Anybills, I mean, with the level of what they can bring to a project, up even higher. I mean, I'm talking about sounds, texturing, systems, lighting, how the aircraft flies, flight modeling. They're just at a different level, right? So they put out a few more pictures of the aircraft, and you can just see from kind of textures alone, like this, there's a very clear line, I think, between all three options when it comes to the A380. I'm very much looking forward to this. I just haven't flown this thing much because it's a behemoth. Gibbo eventually twisted my arm to say, would you just fly it? And then I started flying the fly-by-wire one, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It is a beast of a machine. It really is. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward. Like, look at the textures there, lads. I mean, for crying out loud, look. Do you know what I mean? So we'll have to wait and see. We did get a reveal trailer already from I&I Bills. We know they're working hard on it. No news yet of a release date, so we'll keep you posted there. But yeah, let me know. As Stu said, he's been trying out the Fly-by-Wire A380. Let me know how you're getting on with it, or indeed if you're using the Latin VF4 one. And of course, we'll keep our eyes peeled for Anybills. Now, other news, Coronado, yes, we know they're bringing the Dornier DO228, but this update that we got from them is actually showing off the cockpit of this aircraft. So the aircraft was teased a few weeks ago, and Coronado, I mean, it's usually kind of 4 to 6 weeks from the initial story to aircraft release, unless they get a delay, right? So I'd expect to see this in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Even sooner, right? So the Dornier, we already had a look at this in terms of, operational history, and they built this back in X-Plane as well. It's a cool aircraft used by Maritime Patrol, Coast Guard, military, civilian operators as well. It's a cool looking machine. Very, very different, right? This was kind of Dornier's answer to what Britain Norman were doing with the Defender series. Do you know what I mean? And the Islander. That was their answer to this, right? Very cool looking aircraft. Brillar Gaming, good to see you, bud. The A320 served me well until I picked up the Phoenix. Yeah. So it was great to see some of the cockpit shots now with this as well. She's a proper analog cockpit. You know. The thing with Coronado, sometimes they hit a home run, sometimes they kick a wide. Like their King Air 200 is really nice, but it needs work, and we're seeing that not fixed. And okay, here's the next plane. Coronado have been doing that since Coronado became a thing. Here's a release it. Oh, look, here's another release it. They just absolutely assault the market with releases, and it can get very frustrating because they're slow to update things. They are painfully slow to update things. And it looks like they're kind of returning back into, here's a release, boom, here's another release. Yeah, but lads, the first one is still broken. Shh, here's another release. So let's see what happens with this one. There's no doubt about it. They do make some of the most visually stunning aircraft you can get in all flight simulation. Their modelling is second to none. They look gorgeous. But, as I say, the updates can be very slow, But anyway, I'm still looking forward to it. News of Threshold. I didn't see this. Leonardo previewing a native fly, the Mad Dog. So it's a 2024 one. Leonardo Software posted on June 14th a status update on the upcoming fully native Fly the Mad Dog 20th anniversary. While many changes are specific to native 2024 build, Leonardo say most of the broader changes will also be pushed back into the 2021. Now, I thought this was released, but I don't think so. Because I have it, I got the updated version, but they're talking about a native version. Right? So part of the Mad Dog 2024 is a new native aircraft model, now with functional windshield wipers. Rejoice. Leonardo have also worked or reworked the spoilers and landing gear, improved the wing flex animation, and adjusted some of the LODs. Issues related to the period key on the control display unit, spoiler level animations, and also the white cross indication used on the fuel cross feed have been fixed. Wiper positions will now retain their state when the aircraft enters turnaround mode. They won't be set, which is kind of cool. And we have new sounds. They've added in new crew voices, and you can choose between male or female. Cabin attendant announcements and crew messages have also been done. And the sounds missing from the yaw damper switch and auxiliary fuel pump have been added back in. So, yeah. This is a very good airplane as well. Any airplane that tries to kill you when you take off, it's a good airplane. And this thing killed me trying to take off. But yeah, the Mad Dog, it's a great bit of jazz. I think anyone who purchased the Mad Dog, I say anyone, I would say the vast majority of this aircraft, the owners, this has been sitting in a virtual hangar in the corner in the dust. This rarely comes out for a flight. And it's a shame because it's actually a very good airplane. So I'll need to add some more of these flights into our streams, because any excuse to get the machine out. And every time you hop into this, if you haven't flown this for like 7 seconds, you'll forget everything about it. You're like, wait, what? What flap? Huh? What you say? Right. Brilliant. Lieutenant Bob is here. Good to see you, man. Hope you're well. So great news there from Leonardo. Now, we'll ramble on over here to flightsimtees.com, because Gibbo has been flat out working on some new designs. And I want to share these with you because I think they're absolutely class, right? When you head on over to flightsimtees.com, you can go by what you're looking for. Or if you ramble down here, you'll get the very latest, all the new stuff. But we'll go into t-shirts, and a lot of these designs are transferred from t-shirts to hoodies, zuddies, and so on. But he did one for the very special Joe fan. And as part of this kind of aircraft themed designs, right? Because he's added in a few of them. So we have a Dauphin helicopter, ooh and ah, right? Very fancy, very nice, and there's technical stats about it, including that of the Fenestron on it, right? And there you can see Paddy. Paddy was modelling that the other day, and he's wearing the t-shirt, and doesn't he look delighted? Delighted now. Paddy, of course, broke up from Bernadette and changed his hair colour from white to an aubrey kind of brown, but he's been getting on really well since then, you know. But yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Now, moving across, we have a Chinook. A CH-47 with US flag in behind it. That's rather fancy. Rather fancy. Is it art or is it AI? It's a t-shirt. It's a t-shirt. So, a Chinook. Very nice. And there's Jacinta. Doesn't she look happy wearing it? You know, considering the news she only got. Right, now, we have an Apache. The idea being is, I mean, trying to favour what you'd like to see on a t-shirt. You know what I mean? The old gunship, right? 777 is in there. I like this one. Go ahead, call HR. Professional simmer at work. Brilliant. Hercules. See this one. 250 years for the US, for the USA. That's awesome looking. That's just a nice t-shirt. Do you know? Very fancy. And then you see the other designs that he has, and some of them are customizable, as we know, the crack. But I want to show you now, there's other stuff in here, right? Go back here. We'll go back twice, look. So the hoodies, you'll see the same designs go across. They're not available on everything, but you'll see some of them, right? Hoodies are the same crack in here now. There's loads of different designs. And as I always say, right, anyone who has bought this gear, the quality it's fantastic. Genuinely, this is quality gear, right? But check out the cap, look. Loving this one. Isn't that gorgeous? Loving the cap. Absolutely fantastic. And we got it. Look at this one. Herc yeah. LC-130. Just really, really nice stuff. Really, really nice stuff. Bad time for hoodies. Temperatures are so high. Yeah. Perpetual, good to see you. I gave my Prime sub, so I don't see adverts. Continues to see adverts. Refresh, maybe? I don't know, man. I've no control over it. But thank you very much indeed for the Prime sub. Now, something here now. You need to look at this, right? Look at this. If this isn't the best hat you've ever seen, there's something wrong with you. And I didn't even know about this. This just appeared. The big Egypt cap. Imagine wearing that in the pub. Imagine wearing it outside. Big Egypt. You'd have to explain to people, you know, what an Egypt is. And then if they forget, you know, hang on, we'll go full screen here. If they forget, you know, you can show them the logo on the back of it. Ah, that fella. Yeah. You know what I mean? Really, really cool designs. And again, these aren't permanent designs. Well, that's collaborator stuff. That's TwoToneMurphy merch, if you want to grab this stuff. Also, I want to say a massive thanks. There was a ton of orders for this one, our Flight Sim Expo hat. Tons of orders. So I want to thank you guys all very, very much indeed for, you know, for grabbing some merch. Right. But yeah, if you go into the collaborations, even the summer sale stuff, this is where you're going to see stock move very fast. And it's the same at all. Any design that gets in there, anything that we looked at here tonight, be it with the new aircraft series that you've seen there with the Dauphin or with the Chinook or with the Apache and so on, they don't last so far as a couple of weeks and then Gibbo changes them up again. So if you do see a design that you like, do be sure to grab it because they won't be there forever. Do you know what I mean? I need the Herc one for when I go see my son-in-law and his Herc at the Air Force Base. There you go. Herc, yeah. It was gas. I actually saw someone wearing this t-shirt at Expo.
Oh,
he was on the plane leaving Ireland and I didn't know him. I didn't know who it was. I just said, that's a Flight Sim t-shirt. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, Scott has the Expo hat. Yeah, they're a lovely hat. Great material. I have them here behind me. Oh, Jesus. There it is there in the flesh. Like, they're lovely. Genuinely, they are nice. Like, the material is absolutely bang on. The printing is absolutely perfect. These are a lovely, lovely hat. And the reason why we showed them here, lads, is because Gibbo is one of us. One of us. He's one of our own. and he's doing this himself. So we want to try and support him. If we are in the market to buy this sort of stuff, consider looking at Flight Sim Tees. Just consider it. We had a chat last week. We're saying, we let you know, Gibbo has changed up a lot of his own strategy to bring you these garments that you may or may not want to buy at a cheaper rate. Much cheaper rate, because he doesn't want you paying for tariffs, didn't want you paying for mad postal stuff. Go onto the website now, you're going to see it. It's now July. The new prices should be live when it comes to all the the prices should now be live because it's the 1st of July. So, because he put out a blog post about it. We spoke about this last week. Don't need to get into too much of it, but he was like, listen, Gibbo was saying down here, he just didn't want to see people having to pay all of this. They're not comfortable asking customers to pay these kind of prices. A $25 t-shirt ended up almost $75 by the time it landed between friggin' tariffs and all the jazz. So that has all now been bypassed. It's all been bypassed, right? And again, it's Gibbo. Like that's the point, lads. This isn't an old sweatshop, or he's one of us. So if you're in the market for this, if you say, yeah, I do like to buy this kind of stuff once or twice a year, or whatever, consider this for two reasons. One, it's Gibbo, but two, the gear is that good. The gear is that good, right? It just is. Love me Skyhawk t-shirt. Yeah. No, the gear is great. The gear is great. I wear it. I wear it all the time. Even this, which we never released, but Gibbo made me this as well. The man dresses me head to toe. It was brilliant. So, as a celebration, what we're going to do, Gibbo, which one? Either or the big Egypt? Or will we give him a choice? We'll give him a choice. Stand by. Because Gibbo's a legend. Now, up here you. Don't mind me, I'm just pressing buttons. Sync. Okay. I have to type some buttons now. Right? Bear with me now, lads. This is going to be great crack. The application didn't respond. Well, the curse of St. James's Street. Gee.
Jesus.
Listen, I'm doing heavy coding. Right, brilliant now. So we'll do, what time is it now? Sure, we'll do 24 hours. 24 hours. There's going to be two winners. The prize is going to be a TTM cap thanks to Flight Sim Tees. Winner will get one TTM hat. Choose either the Big Egypt or FS Expo. I think I've spelled this correctly. I have. Right, now stand by, ladies and gentlemen, stand by. We're doing this live, so you have to just allow for my slowness. Right, ladies and gentlemen, if you ramble over, 'tis only a giveaway if I win, indeed. If you ramble on over to our Discord channel, right, and go into the giveaway channel. It's the top channel inside the TTM community. Ramble on in. It says, welcome to giveaway, a TTM cap, thanks to Flight Sim Tees. Click on the little party pop thingamajiggy in the Yoki Bob, and in 24 hours, we will announce two winners. There will be two winners. Yes. Is it right you put in two winners? Yes, because Gibbo just said, let's go and give two of these away because he's a legend. He's a legend. So it's a free to enter, and the winner, there's two winners. You can choose either the TTM Big Egypt or the FS Expo cap. And if you win, we'll get that sent on over to you. All right? But as I will say, designs and whatnot, it's if you see a design that you like, if you see a design that you don't like, that's okay too, right? I mean, look, it's we didn't all go to friggin' art class or whatever. But if something here gives you an idea and you're thinking, Jesus, hang on, yeah, I'm onto this, I might use something like that, or I wonder, could Gibbo do it something differently? Reach out to him. He's more than happy to have a look at it for you. If it's something he can do, he'll absolutely do it. You know what I mean? So these are these are stock products, but if it gives you an idea to say, well, kind of like that, but can we tweak it? And you give him the design, he'll look at it and, yeah, sure, I can do that. Or no, I can't do that. You can check off. You know what I mean? Anyway, very little tonight's, wait now, the Boise, wait, very little tonight's party. But yeah, need a TTM military hoodie. That's coming soon. We need to do the underpants. Who won the helicopter? That is still live. That's still live. So anyone, by the way, I do this from time to time. Anyone who is a member of our channel, as in if you're subscribed on Twitch or if you're a member on YouTube, you know, with your subs, I have a separate channel on our Discord and I run giveaways in there from time to time, just as a thanks, just, you know. So if you ever wanted to know what the crack is, we also run other giveaways. Make sure that you sync your Discord to your Twitch or your YouTube. Make sure they're talking to each other, and then you'll have access to the members only channel, right? Testing the water and trying something different with the latest designs. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Like, if you see something there, you'll say, yeah, that's it. Look at, there was t-shirts Gibbo did that, like, I was like, that is like cool looking. Where's the Cessna one? Is it even finished? You could have finished it, right? And then there's other ones that be like, yeah, it's nice, it's not me. And then there's others I'm like, I absolutely need that. You know what I mean? So you get the idea, right? But yeah, see what the crack is. But do be sure to check it out. Like, it's class gear. Also, with a giveaway, which is now live, 61 people have entered it. The very best of luck. Right, moving on. Astrala Studios have released Marsh Harbour Airport for Microsoft Flight Sim. Scenery developer Astrala Studios continues to expand its range of smaller, regional and general aviation-friendly airports with the release of Marsh Harbour Leonard M. Thompson International Airport out in the Bahamas, right? And we do have a video. We'll watch this on YouTube because I haven't seen this yet, right? Give it a second now. It's 1:13. We'll have a gawk at this. We'll play some music to see if it all works, and let's see what happens. Jesus, YouTube is having an absolute mare tonight. Take it out to 4K, she ain't liking it. Now, we've been doing a fair bit of flying over this neck of the woods over the last couple of days. It's gorgeous. So to see custom scenery now being created for this neck of the woods, well, it is a welcome sight. The airport, named after Leonard Morris Thompson, 1917 to 2008, he was a local of the Abaco Islands, who served with the Royal Canadian Air Force during the Second World War. MYAM is the primary gateway to the Abaco Islands in the northern Bahamas. One of the busiest airports in the region, Marsh Harbour handles a diverse mix of traffic from regional airliners, such as the Embraer, ATRs as well, to private jets, scheduled charters and a stream of general aviation aircraft hopping between the Bahamas and south of the US. So there we go. A brand new scenery for the Bahamas. Features include they're trying to capture the tropical character of the island, custom modelled main passenger terminal, hangars, airport buildings. General aviation pilots will feel right at home shutting down at the Cherokee Aviation FBO and its large hangar. Astrala Studios state the realistic weathering has been applied to the runway, taxiways and aprons, giving the concrete a sun-bleached tropical appearance. Like myself. Detailed ground markings, enhanced vegetation and airport surroundings roll out the airport's scenery. So you can pick this up right now via Contrail for $14.50 US dollars. $14.50 US dollars. Compatible with both 2020 and 2024. So if you like flying in the Bahamas, consider a brand new custom built airport. Nice. Skyrider, good to see you, bud. Welcome in, welcome in. Now we're nearly there. Corfu, this has just been released. It is that from Gaya Simulations. Corfu, one of the airport needs very little introduction because, well, it's gorgeous. If you're flying out to the Mediterranean, there's tons of airliners flying out there, or airlines flying out there. Gaya Simulations have now released its own take for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, and it does look very, very nice. We're going to check this one out here in a little bit. We're actually on the ground here in Corfu, and from the screenshots and the video trailer that Gaya have put out, the work expands well beyond the airport fence. There's a beautiful rendition of the monastery on its causeway with custom shallow water and reefs around it. Ooh, right. So we're going to be checking this one out. It's available right now. You can pick it up on Contrail, Builds have it, Orbex, Aerosoft, and very soon it'll be available from the InSim marketplace. It's priced at around €17. That's with your tax, or about kind of $18, give or take. We're going to be checking this one out tonight. Again, Corfu, absolutely beautiful. Ideal if you want to fly in with an airliner, then go exploring it with a heli or GA. Or just go GA around the place. It is very, very nice indeed. So we're going to be checking all this out. Dominic Design Team heads to Panama with Tocumen International Airport for Microsoft Flight Sim. Dominic Design Team has been fairly predictable. Pick a mid-sized American airport, give it a careful custom rendition, and then put. Now we've seen Panama, I think, with Orbex, but I think that was in 2020, wasn't it? Interesting. What we have here, the product listing on the IndyBuilds web store keeps the written description fairly brief, focusing mostly on real-world context. Dominic Design recent releases have followed a consistent recipe of PBR textures, dynamic lighting, custom ground markings, bespoke jetways, animated jetways. So simmers familiar with the teams Nashville or Amarillo should have a good idea as to what's on offer here. Right, have a quick blast of this just to show us around. They have a little train modelled. Only days but felt like months ago. Oh wait, is that music? That's music. Not them. Interesting. Oh, it looks kind of nice, this, doesn't it? Flying down into Panama. Looks decent. There's big terminals down here, isn't there? Copa Airlines. DHL, Signature, nice. We got an FBO down there. Isn't it gas the way kind of the business jets, they've kind of opened the door now to a lot of these routes where ordinarily, yeah, you go the odd time in your airliner, but now we've business jets. You find yourself flying to these locations an awful lot more. Jesus, look at the night lighting here, look. Nice. So Dominic Design is available right now for 2024 and 2020, priced at around €1850 over on IndyBuilds. Where's the A220? We don't know. It's not out yet. Now, a new tool, Emergency Dispatcher Pro. It's releasing tomorrow. Trailer's now available. Anyone see this? I was chatting to the developers behind this. This is pretty cool looking, right? It's a new mission ecosystem coming to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, developed by Moravia Softworks, published by Aerosoft. Emergency Dispatcher Pro adds a dispatcher-driven search and rescue, medevac, and maritime response profile to the sim. Its core mission experience is built around two distinct mission families: maritime response along coastal operating areas, and inland or special missions where terrain, traffic, restricted airspace, and timing change the call. The platform is built around procedural mission generation, meaning pilots choose the base and mission type while the platform handles the rest. Custom assets such as the vessels, life raft, smoke, fire, and all that, well, they're all injected into the sim through this software. And according to the developer, the patent simulation is a bit overdone as it takes into account all 206 bones in the human body and minuscule details such as electrolyte balances, blood levels, and even mood swings. We have a trailer here to show you. Some of the screenshots, absolutely incredible looking, right? And I know these lads have been working with the US Coast Guard on a lot of this. Right? Wish you. Now, we probably can't play the music here, but can we play the music? Yeah, no, we can't. Just have a look at it here, though, because you get an idea, right? Heavily aimed at that as the chopper pilot, right? And now that we have the Dauphin, this is even better news because we can operate Dolphins, 145s, the Puma, of course. And of course, they have fixed wing stuff in here as well, right? But I want to show you something cool, right? Where you go into it, it all works through your EFB, right? As you'll see here now in a moment. Highway accident, special mountain rescue, land patrol, offshore medevac, vehicle seizure, right? Seizure as in take the thing, right? And it's all available from inside. And you see where the mission hub shows you flight diagnostics and all this kind of jazz, right? But I want to show you something cool. It injects the scenery. See this? Life rafts, all the smoke is in there as well. You know, air crash, you're taking people up off the ground. Looks pretty cool, this, doesn't it? So it's due to release tomorrow. We will be taking a look at it. And I just think this is just kind of class. This is kind of class. It's going to give you loads of missions. It is region-based. It's not global coverage. But for the regions they give you, there's quite a few in it based on kind of US Coast Guard stuff. But yeah, definitely going to give you lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of flying and missions and all the jazz. I mean, look, these are all injected in. Look at the scenery, look. How cool is that? And of course, you're going to get loads of different information regarding the mission then as well. So yeah, looks pretty cool, this. So what do we have here? The aircraft is agnostic, but the best experience, of course, is going to be with some of the best choppers that you see. Owners of the High Performance Group Action Pack will be able to do hoist missions as shown in the release trailer. It's releasing on Thursday the 2nd, exclusively on Aerosoft for about €29, £25 or $33.99 US dollars. That doesn't include your taxes. All right. It's something I'll check out. Don't worry about that because I think it looks pretty cool, especially when it's able to inject scenery like this. Just gives you a real kind of, ooh, need to try this, you know. Now for hardware, Rosefire, they've opened up the A107 Pro pre-order. We checked out the A107 a good few weeks ago at this stage, which was this smaller unit, but they've now gone across and made a bigger unit, a full size, or very close to being full size, right, from Rosefire. They've put it as 405 by 270 by 60, 1.5 kilograms with a 4mm acrylic face on an aluminium alloy frame. However, this is where it gets kind of head scratching, right? So Rosefire, the device we checked out, the A107, I was very impressed with it. I thought it was really good. The lighting on it was superb as well. And it functioned very, very well. I was genuinely impressed by it. And the pricing wasn't terrible either. It was not as cheap as we know what Wing Control is doing, but it wasn't far off. About $100 in the difference. With their Pro version of the A107, what we can see here, they've gone for a much larger design, and the pricing isn't bad either because this is on special. It carries a $499 regular price. However, there's a tiered pre-order strategy. The first 50 orders will be sold at $399.99. The next 50 are going to be $429, and then the rest of them goes to $449. Now, you could say, Murph, that's $500 and Wing Control is going to be $350, and I agree. However, this is available right now. Well, when I say right now, very soon. So maybe that's something to consider. I've used the Rosefire overhead, the A107. I was very impressed by it. Don't think anyone's going to be disappointed with it. I haven't seen the new big massive overhead panel, but it's interesting to see that overhead panels of this caliber are now a thing, and we're not having to spend thousands, because there used to be thousands, right? You can now pick them up for like a couple of $100, which is great to see. So anyone interested in that for the Airbus, this is definitely at the lower end of the price bracket. But Wing Control, of course, once we get a release date, they're going to sell out. I just think. I'd say people are going to end up buying it and not being able to use it because it is that big. It's massive. You know what I mean? But yes. Also, word here on our members channel. Bell Bro, you have won yourself a copy of Teog's Hangar's Dauphin. Congratulations. Bell Bro, just drop me an owl DM there and we'll get that sorted for you. Cheers for that news. So, Bell Bro, you've won yourself a Dauphin, so just drop me a DM, please, and I'll get that sorted for you. Well done. Sim Update 5.1, of course, released, and is the avionics reboots, fixing a couple of issues, and also console crashes as well. Haven't seen much else. I thought we were going to get more features with 5.1, in particular when it came to gifting.
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
right? They haven't turned that on yet. Filthy, thank you very much indeed. 51 months. Cheers, buddy. You're very kind, dude. There was a couple of fixes made to this, all right. Stability and memory on console. Jorg did say...
I'm to pull the big switch, good buddy.
Beat the Jays, we just got raided. Ian Fisher, welcome aboard. Thank you very much indeed for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Hope you're well. And many, many thanks. Jorg did say that 5.1 was the most stable they had the sim running ever, which is a good thing. Focus should now start looking towards Sim Update 6, and that should begin the beta period in a couple of weeks' time. So they were aiming July, August. Probably be August, September, really. But yeah, they're working now towards Sim Update 6. So, yeah. I have yet to have any problems with it. I'm not alone in that, but I am aware one or two people are having issues with 5.1, particularly with CTDs. Double check your add-ons. Make sure you're using a native community folder to test, and then you can add your aircraft back in and your other add-ons. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Other news as well, we covered this, but it just to remind us that, well, they did a thing. Microsoft banned M-Scenery from the in-sim marketplace, which I thought this is one of these kind of milestone things to happen for the marketplace, because it was full of spam slop, misleading crap add-ons. No other way to put it. M-Scenery was behind that for years, and finally Microsoft said, right, enough. And they got rid of them. Out you go. Now, hopefully this is going to be the warning shot across the bow of other developers who think they can follow suit using AI images for like, hey, this is what the aircraft looks like and all this sort of crap. They need to go. And I think, you know, anyone who sees these sort of aircraft cropping up, and it's not to say that you can't have a bad add-on. You can have a bad add-on, right? Because what you might consider bad, someone else might consider good. With M-Scenery in particular, these were misleading. They were just misleading. They said X, but they did Y. They used this kind of rating system, which like didn't make sense. All these like 5 stars. The whole thing was a scam and just a load of yite. They're gone now. However, that's not to say that there are still, others operating on the marketplace undetected. There are. And it's up to us to kind of alert us to that. You know what I mean? If we see something that we know is absolutely crap, as a community, we just need to make ourselves aware. Hey, you see this add-on? Yeah, stay away from it. Why? Because it's like M-Scenery. You know what I mean? I don't think you're ever going to get rid of all of them, but I think now the community is we're so far kind of experienced and educated. This stuff is not welcome in our hobby. It's not welcome in our hobby. It's misleading. Whatever about making, add-ons to the best of your ability or this kind of crack. When you're trying to genuinely mislead the flight sim community, your ass needs to go. That's it. There's no room for that. No one here deserves to be misleaded or lied to. For absolutely not, right? There's things you like, things you don't like. Totally get that. But don't mislead us. Don't lie to us. We don't tolerate that stuff. And finally, Microsoft has said, yeah, we agree, out the gate, which is important news, So how can they make those ratings? Whatever way they did it, new user accounts, log in, yeah, leave a review, out you go, all the sort of crack, right? So it took them long enough, yeah, I agree. When they were cheap in price, I suppose it wasn't bad, but when they started charging premium, well, it wasn't even that. Even when they were cheap, they were misleading. You know what I mean? And then you get into the whole discussion is, well, what's cheap? Hey, for $9.99, I can have an IL-96, when really it's an A2 or it's an A320. Poorly optimized and literally a reskin. You know what I mean? I don't think we won't see the light of this return in terms of, aircraft that look like aircraft that aren't. Because I think there's a market for that, especially on the arcade side of the fence, right? But when it comes to misleading us, lying, hey, this is like realistic, professional, yada, 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 and top 5-star ratings. Shag off. There's no room for that here. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's still there, just on a smaller scale. Yeah. And it's up to us to start calling them out. Hey, what's the deal with this? You know what I mean? So, yeah, any dev name that includes scenery is an automatic. Well, all that'll happen there is they'll change their names. They'll say, okay, we couldn't get away with that. Yada, yada, yada. I'd love to know what M-Scenery have generated from the flight sim community. Only Microsoft could tell us that. I don't think they ever will tell us that, but I'd love to know what they made, because people were buying. Absolutely, people were buying this stuff. They were buying it because they were either A, tricked, B, they just liked the look of it and they didn't know any better, C, they bought it to prove a point, right? Don't they have to get pre-approved? Well, I mean, you know. That whole approval thing and created, that's all up in the air for me at the minute. I still think Microsoft have a lot of work to do there. Getting add-ons, getting developers onto the marketplace. I'm still hearing horror stories that people are like, they're still waiting to get onto the marketplace. You know what I mean? Is Captain Sim still as bad? Sometimes, but overall, no, they're not. They had a couple of shaky ones to start with, of course they did, but no, they're not as bad. It depends on what they release. But they don't really hide behind it now. Captain Sim will tell you, hey, this is what the aircraft is. You know what I mean? They're upfront about what you're getting. You know, DC Designs did the same. Like, in fairness to DC Designs, they always said this is not aimed to be, you know, a high fidelity simulation. This is an entertainment with a bit of extra coding. That's grand. We can now make an informed decision. But these yahoos are going off and saying, you know, professional this and flight model that. You know, I'd love to know what percentage of flyers or users of Microsoft Flight Sim do majority campaign versus free flight. To spend so much time on campaign, as in the when you say campaign, Jerry, you mean the career. There's a massive amount of Microsoft Flight Sim users using career. Massive. Huge. Put it this way, lads. Flight Sim enthusiasts, the vast majority, i.e. us, free flight is where it's at. For new people coming into the sim, it's the career mode and it's the activities. We'll look at them, but we'll always come back to free flight. Yeah, we just do. It's the new folks coming in. And that's vital. We need the new folks coming in, right? So that's, you know. Hey, Hudson is here. Good evening to you, sir. Hope you're well. The later Herc was actually pretty good. You know, it was too. And the World War II stuff was very good. I've only done free flight. Yeah. You know, do a lot of career, says Crazy Fella. Yeah. Like the vast majority of us will go free flight. We might dabble with career, but a lot of the new guys just go into career. You know, career doesn't last long. Well, there's a fair bit to it, Piku. There's a fair bit to that career mode. Probably, I don't know. Has anyone measured it? Would you get a couple of 100 hours? I don't know. It's hard to know, but I think it's vital for us anyway that there are, you know, we have these facilities that attract new people into this hobby. Let it be a career mode. Let it be the activities. We know we're going to get the bus trips coming back. These need to be the little fishing lines out there, and hopefully we get a bite. Someone comes into the hobby and then they realize, holy crap, look at all this stuff. That's what we want. We need that. As a hobby, we need that. You know what I mean? And that's how communities grow and all the jazz happens. It's needed, you know. So yeah. Anyway, great story, great work from Microsoft Flight Sim, and let that be a warning, hopefully, that we can't be, you know, duped into buying slop. You know what I mean? Anyway, Flight Factor, bit of news here over for X-Plane. They've been previewing their upcoming A350 version 2 model. Flight Factor, of course, had the A350. That was the only A350 available in flight simulation for a long time. They're now working on version 2. Flight Factor, of course, brought out the 777 version 2, which is excellent over an X-Plane. And now they're working on their A350. No other information. It is being developed in collaboration with Tolis, which is going to be very exciting. And work in progress shots showing us the wing, showing us one of the landing gear, and showing us cargo door and just some of the detail of the modelling. But it's good to know, Flight Factor, if you have X-Plane, you have the Flight Factor 777, you know the crack, you know how good that thing is. Very exciting to see an A350 getting version 2. The version 1 still works, but it's like, ooh, you know, a bit messy. I checked it out, Roy, not in detail, but I have taken a look at it. So Aura X is a brand new camera system for X-Plane, which kind of moves it away from the kind of traditional default camera system and then like X-Cam and all this kind of stuff. It looks very, very promising. I think it needs a little bit more time in the oven though, you know. little bit more time in the oven. So before we go, we have news from SayIntentions. Quick look here. SayIntentions, so our weekly NOTAM. Everyone hopefully got a chance to try out the new AI system optimizer. Remember, this tool was built not to do the changes for you. It was to help folks. It was to help folks and inform them to say, hey, this bit of software can run your system details. We'll learn about what your settings are, and we'll come back to you with suggestions that should make it all run better, depending on what way you want to do it, right? There's been some confusion around this. People were saying, you know, oh, I can't get access to it. All you need to do is make sure you have a free account with SayIntentions, demo account, sign up for a 24-hour. You don't pass credit cards or any of that jazz. You just grab a free account, right? And then you can download the SayIntentions app, and away you go. You click on new flight, it'll read your system, and then it goes in and starts reading it up. All right. So it's very much a guide. I think it's more so of a guide. It's to help you kind of navigate what your PC settings and your sim settings are doing, and how making its suggested changes, it only suggests changes, how that might impact on what your performance is going to be. Right. I think this is brilliant, and for SayIntentions to put development time into creating this, because they knew the crack. People were like, hey, you know, ChatGPT told me how to fix this, or Gemini told me how to fix that. And then they said, well, listen, we're using some of the best AI models available. Let us handle this. This is for free. There's no obligation to sign up. You know, people saying, oh, they're only doing that to get me money. No, you can use it without doing that. Do you know what I mean? This is a tool that they wanted to just give the community to say, hey, we can do this. We think we can do a good job at it. And we think this could help you. Would you like it? Here you go. No questions asked. And they're working on other stuff, which will also be free for the community. They're very interested in doing this sort of stuff because it's all about helping along the Flight Sim community. We've seen this from Flight Sim Expo. How many other developers are bringing on other developers onto the stage to say, thanks for working with us? You know, he brought Edson on, he brought Magnus on. We don't see that sort of kind of collaboration. We just don't. It's a rarity in Flight Sim. It is great to see, because when you have a SayIntentions working with someone like, you know, a Navigraph or with a Parallel 42, we benefit hugely from this. We benefit hugely. You know what I mean? So yeah, Optimizer is a helpful tool, but a very good starting point. Yeah, agreed. So that was what they released there last Friday, and I've seen tons of reports of people saying, yeah, it has actually helped, or it reinforced what people already thought their system was doing, saying, yeah, it was able to tell us what it is. You know what I mean? That was very good. Other things that they've added in, holes, climbs and traffic all got smarter. They've been updating the ATC traffic behavior and AI traffic behavior. And this is a new addition. 3 real-world VF4 procedures have now been pushed live. Experimental, but they're available to all subscribers, but they're considered experimental. Basically what it introduces, it now handles 3 real-world low-weather VF4 procedures. Special VF4 or SVF4, VF4 on top, and VF4 over the top. These are special use cases, depending on weather minima, that aircraft can still operate under visual flight rules, provided you have permission to do so. That's now a thing in SayIntentions, which is pretty cool, because special VF4, they kind of change a little bit region to region, but it does exist in Europe. It absolutely exists in the United States, and it exists oceanic side as well. Very, very cool stuff. So when it comes to weather minima and understanding, hey, I'm actually allowed fly VF4. People get confused and tripped up over that. I just want to fly VF4. Okay, well, there's rules attached to that. You need to maintain certain distance from the cloud, certain height from the cloud, altitude off the ground, all the sort of jazz. But what happens then if there's special case VF4 to say, well, listen, you know, there's a ceiling at 800 feet, or, you know, there's a cloud layer at 800 feet, but its ceiling is 850 feet. Am I grounded? You could apply for a special VF4 procedure, and that's only part of the story, right? So clearance to fly in or out of a controlled surface area, class Bravo, Charlie, Delta and Echo, when weather is below VF4 minimums, which works under FAA, Canada, Australia and Europe. VF4 on top, IFR aircraft only, stay on your IFR clearance, but you can fly a VF4 cruising altitude of your choice above the cloud layer. That's great for avoiding icing or turbulence while keeping ATC services. Think of the another ice pilot's flight with the 415s. They didn't have de-icing capabilities. They either went above or below, right? And then VF4 over the top, which you can fly VF4 on top of the cloud layer with flight following. In the US, just report it, ATC acknowledges and continues. In Canada, it's a formal control zone clearance. So there's different rules attached to it. But they've added this in. This is great for VF4 flying. This is great, right? IF4 stuff with ATC is always the be-all and end-all. VF4 flying with ATC, way more complex. You think flying IF4s, forget it. That your aircraft will do 90% of what it is, and it's linear. You've waypoints. VF4, different kettle of fish. You can fly VF4. IF4 is considerably easier for you. The hardest thing then is just making sure you keep your aircraft on track with the procedure you're trying to fly. That's it, you know. But thought this is pretty cool. Again, just little changes and tweaks they're able to do. And, you know, anyone saying, oh, they're too busy making this system optimizer stuff. Well, lads, what you want? They just gave us 3 new VF4 procedures to be able to fly within their ATC system. You know what I mean? So it's great to see. Now, it is experimental. It is experimental, but they are working on it. So great work here from SayIntentions. Like these, I got to say, like the energy from these lads, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And it's great to see. Absolutely great to see. So that there concludes the news. And now it's time to check out some stuff and things and other stuff. So I want to show you something briefly. He's ready now. As my camera moves around, I want to show you this briefly, lads. This is pretty cool because we mentioned this. Where's my buttons? We mentioned this the other day, and I won't delay us, but this is pretty cool. I was asking questions about hardware, right? We've asked on the stream, you know, hey, what should I get for like a USB hub? What should I get for? How do you plug in everything? And as flight simmers now, so you need an absolute barrel load of kind of different plugs and all the sort of jazz. And if you notice with the wing control stuff, then you're saying, well, hang on, they have power only requirements, and then they need a data USB as well. So anyway, I was scratching my head on this, and then I got an email, as I tend to get emails. I got an email from a company called Sabrent. Now, Sabrent reached out to say, Murph, you're a flight simmer. I am. How are you faring out for USBs? I said, not great. They said, we want to send you something, and will you have a play around with it and let us know what you think? So they sent me this. It's a Sabrent, right? It's a 252 watt, 8-port USB 3 charger. And it also includes a display. Now, to be very clear on this isn't something that connects to your PC. There's no data communication on this device. This is literally a device that charges your stuff. And I'm going to give you a bit of a demonstration because I have said unit right here. And what we notice about said unit, lads, there's a screen. And this makes it very handy, right? Where's my little cloth? That's why, oh Jesus, that's why I'm missing the top of that cap I said at the start of the stream, because I was cleaning the top of this so you can see it, right? But I just want to show you this briefly, right? And it's not a sales pitch. I'm making that very clear. They have given me a 10% discount for you lads to use, but it's not a sales pitch. Like they've talked about affiliation. I haven't affiliated with them. This is just something I think you will find very useful. And then there's another product that I want them to send me because I think that's going to be even more useful. But if you want to charge stuff in your house or in your man cave or your office or whatever it's going to be, right? You could be charging off your PC. You know, throw the phone into the PC, your iPad into the PC. But the reality is this, a lot of the PCs, the power supply unit is like marginal. It's like the baseline to power your GPU and that's it. Suddenly we start connecting a whole load of peripherals into that's where we have problems. They slow down or they disconnect, all the sort of crack. So what this gadget does, it's a charger primarily, but you could use it with some of your wing control gear to save you on some of the USB ports if you need that extra power. If you notice on the back of some of your wing control gear, they have a power only in and then they have their data. Now, a lot of the time, data only is grand. If your PC has a power supply unit that can send the 5 watt electricity into it, so you're laughing, no bother. But if you don't, now you're talking about, I need to find plugs and all this. So this gives you 4 USB-C, USB-C and 4 USB-A. And what's important about this yoke, it's 252 watt. meaning that you can have multiple high-speed chargers connected to this. That's pretty cool. And if you notice, it comes with a little mount on the back, so it can be hung on the wall, on your desk, and if you need to invert it, the screen will eventually turn around. The screen rotates, so you can have it either way, that way or that way, right? But we talk about charging. This is where the thing gets very interesting. I'm going to put in 2 charging cables just to show you. Here's something I did earlier. And what I'm going to plug in here, this is going to be hilarious, and I'm going to break everything. I'm going to plug in an iPad, and I'm going to plug in an iPad and drop me hat. I have 2 iPads here, so I'm going to plug these in. Now, looking at our screen here again, this is where the thing gets interesting. Can I zoom in here? Aha. Jesus. Right. Do you see the screen? It says Sabrent screen, right? Now, if I click on this button, I'm now getting a readout. Hopefully that'll focus. I'm now getting a readout on the screen of what wattage is being used. Isn't that very good? So if you ever wanted to know, hey, I'm actually getting full speed out of this charger. Is this cable even the right cable for this device? You know what I mean? And then you can go into each lane individually to see what's happening. So on this one, you can see the voltage, right? We can see the current. We can see the temperature, and then how long it'll take to charge said device. I mean, that's pretty cool. And it's all there on a display. This is designed to be running away for like 24/7. It won't have any power interruptions or any of that sort of jazz. You just won't have a headache with it. It's just designed to run and run normally, right? Now, if you go over to the website of Sabrent, and they have many things. They sell these on Amazon over this side of the pond. You can pick them up over on Amazon. So this is called the Voltic 252 watt 8-port USB PD charger. There's quite a lot. But basically what it allows you to do, it's an ultra powerful charging station delivering 252 watts total output across 4 USB-C, 100 watts max per port, right? And 4 USB-A, 18 watts max per port. That powers everything from your MacBook, your iPhone, your whatever. It'll power them all, right? You also get the power feedback, which is important because you can see then the voltage, the temperature. These are nice to know things, right? It's UL certified safety. Unlike many USB chargers on the market, this station is UL certified, ensuring maximum safety for home and office use, including comprehensive safeguards against overcharge, overcurrent, overheating, and short circuiting. 8 devices, 1 charger. That's the idea, right? So they're listed on Amazon. The price of this ranges. If you go to Sabrent's website, it's on special now for $89.99. If you go to Amazon, it's about $100, right? Let's just double check that. There is a code you can use if you want. As I said, if this saves you money, brilliant. TwoToneMurphy. There's a code you can use. It'll give you 10% off. 10%, and there's no kickback to me. That's just, hey, Murph, have a look at it, play around with it, and if you like it, sure, you might stick it on an old video or a live stream. And you know what? I genuinely, this is very good because, put it this way, my iPads, my phone, the battery's off this gadget, right? I also plug in the wind control power when I need it for either the Boeing or the Airbus unit because they have a separate power. That means I don't need to worry about power coming out of my PC for it. You know what I mean? I can also plug cameras into this because they're Wi-Fi cameras. So the likes of some of my Insta stuff, they plug straight into this. And I'm not worried now about using all these ports in the back of my PC. More important, I'm not using up precious power that is needed to power all the other peripherals, right? So then I said to them, hey, you're a bright spark, Murph. I'm amped about this charger. Oh, very good. Very good. Then I said it to him, I said, hey, you know, I said what would be very handy. And hopefully they send it out. If not, I'm just going to buy it. I'll edit that bit out so I won't tell them that I'm going to buy it because I'd rather they send it out to me because I'm miserable, you know. They do have a, where is it now? We'll find it here. Is it a 16 port? They do have a 16 port 90 watt USB 3.2 docking station. Is that the one I'm after? I think that's the gadget. Because I think, how do we show you? I'll bring it up on the other screen, I'll show you, right? That last joke hurts me. That's pretty good. I'll show you these on Amazon. So bear with, I'll close that screen and we'll come back over here. as I said, I'm not selling these. I'm like, I've asked you guys plenty of times before, lads, how would you manage with power, you know? And I've seen Sabrent come up in the chat more times than not. People love using Sabrent. I was like, hey, what's the deal with this? Where's my mouse? I'll show you this. How do I need to do this in such a way that, can it just hide me? Why does, hide that shagging thing. Where's this now? Sabrent USB hub. There it is. Now it's 77 euros. This ain't cheap by any man's language, right? But I still need to show you. This is one of the gadgets here. And this is the one I want to test next, right? Because it's 90 watts. And that's important. A lot of these, I have cheap ones here. They're crap. They're in me drawer. That'll tell you how crap they are. They're these powered USB hubs, but they can't handle more than 2 or 3 5 watts at a time. They just can't handle it. So when you start plugging devices into it, it just, like, it can't work, right? And what you might notice as well, Moza are moving away from just using USB or just using HDMI. They're using USB. Well, what's going to power the shagging thing? Maybe your PC, but if you do it this way, this is taking all of that away from your PC. That's the exact one I got. So, Roy, question for you. I haven't used it. I've been very happy with the Sabrent unit they sent me, which is the USB charger. I think it's very good. Not an issue with it. And I love the fact I can see what my devices are charging at and the temperature. On a scale of 1 to 10, is it very good, brilliant, excellent? Is it okay? And is there any flaws? I keep hearing the name. It's either going to be Sabrent. I think, did someone else say Anchor? But Sabrent has always come up. Roy says 11. Right. Take the load off the power supply. Correct. Right. Now, I don't know, will the same discount code work on this gear, lads? That I'm not sure, but try it. Try it. Anchor's another good brand, yeah. Well, Sabrent reached out to me and I said, hang on a second, lads. This is actually, as flight simmers, we need this sort of gear. You wouldn't, like, on my desk, what make is this? Shy Tech or something it's called, right? That's always disconnecting. You'll hear it on a stream. Boo-doo, boo-doo. It keeps turning off. Ah, Jesus, right? Because I've all sorts of cool stuff going into it. I have a Sabrent, says Dougal. Only criticism is the power block hub is too feckin' short, right? Yeah, Shy Tech, yeah, it's really bad. I purchased this one because of the 90 watt power. So you might be looking at the price here and going, holy crap, Murph, that's 70 or 80 bucks. That's what you need to spend when you're putting in hardware, 200 or 300 bucks a piece. You don't want to put it into like a 10 euro USB hub. He is mad, right? Get the best of stuff. So I'm going to ask them, can I check this one out? Because I think this is going to replace so many issues that I'm having with what I currently have. I've been able to reduce what the PCs have to power because I'm using their USB hub, which is brilliant. You know? Resistance is futile. Look cute as a Borg. Yeah, but like a 995 USB hub, like, forget it, lads. You can't use it. So I want to say thanks to Sabrent for reaching out because they just looked at the channel and said, Murph, we do this stuff. I was like, oh yeah. And I've been trying that. They sent that out, jeez, it must be 6 weeks ago. And that's how long I've spent daily using that. Nothing but that. Charging me phone, my iPads, both of them. I have cameras. It charges me headphones. And I've plugged in the wind control gear into it. And it's working absolutely fine. So, they are solid. Okay, great to hear that you guys love them too. Brilliant. Confirmed. Promo code works for the 16 port hub too. Brilliant. If you want to buy this gear, lads, use that promo code. It saves you 10%. And saving money is a great thing. Just save yourself 10%, right? This is great current affairs. Oh, I see what you did there now. What? Hang on. Yeah. Ample information. Thanks for showing it off. It's very current for us simmers. You lads just... Do you know what I mean? A great bunch of lads. When not simming, just press the buttons, turn off the hardware. Exactly. That's the sort of stuff. The only extra bit of class stuff I'd like to see someone develop is having an app on your phone that you can individually turn off the gadgets. You know what I mean? It would not be the cat's pajamas, right? So that promo code, I'll put it in the chat again. Use that at checkout. It works across Amazon for all the Sabrent brands. It'll save you 10%. Easy to use, non-confusing. Jesus, Gibbo, you're on fire with them, man. I don't know what you're on about. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, but anyway, lads, great bunch of lads, right? But yeah, if you're interested in buying this stuff, I haven't tried this yet. Some of you guys in the chat are using this exact one.
Jesus.
This now needs to get onto my list of things I need to get. Hopefully Sabrent will send it out to me and say, Murph, we like the cut of your jib. But as a flight simmer, lads, and you know now with the amount of gear we have, where does it all plug into? Your PCs, as I said, most of the GPUs, they're going to be baseline. Unless you've custom built it, it's baseline just to provide enough power to allow that GPU get the oomph it needs. You start putting in 5 or 6 other... No, you can't. 5 or 6 other peripherals, and they have screens on them. Think of the Moza gear. They're powered by USB. Where does that come from? Very good, Roy. Yes. US, you should buy this hub. That's very good. Don't know what you're going on right now. I don't know what you're going on about with the charges. Shocking development. Why did we say the cat's pajamas, right? All the Stream Decks as well. Jerry, 100%. Stream Decks, Xenon Edge monitors. Just check. Sabrent ones are the ones I'm using. Again, very reliable, no issues. If anything else, it's a public service announcement to say, listen, if you want gear that people are able to verify to say it works. As I said, this Shy-Tech gadget I have here beside me, it'll work most days until the day it stops working. And on a live stream, you'll hear the hardware disconnect. Ah, jeez. What? And that's plugged into me wall. Do you know, Murph is trying to empower us all. Right. Didn't know Murph was into Transformers. Ah, Jesus. Lightning, lads. You have to be lightning fast. Wait, lightning, electricity? I don't know. But anyway, you get the point. So I want to say a massive thank you to Sabrent for sending me out that device. It lives here beside me. Well, I can't really grab it now. It lives here beside me. And it's very good. It's very good. Your microphone's over here, look. So if you want to grab this for charging all your stuff, or you want to be looking at a hub that you can connect directly into your PC, because this one doesn't have data transfer. It has no data. The other one does have data transfer, and it's 90 watt, which is still fairly powerful enough. So that was that gadget right there. Massive thanks to Sabrent for sending it over. Brilliant, right? It's not all about flight sim controls. We live in a world now that we need to be friggin' checking out all the stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, great stuff there. Anyway, where's data going, right? It's a shock that Murph has gone on about the sort of wattage. Yeah. It's EMF and good. Yeah, that's very good. Yes, that's very good. But anyway, moving on. Massive thanks to Sabrent, and as I said, hopefully, we'll see if there's more kind of options along the way. All right, grand. Yeah, like and just to be 100% clear on this, Sabrent has said, listen, they have an affiliate thing there. I haven't signed up to it. That was just, here's 10% off to our viewers, my viewers, you lot. If you want to go and buy that, save yourself 10%. There's nothing in it for me. I just get excited when I see something that is of benefit to us, because we've all been there. We're like goats looking at thunder saying, why isn't this working? And then suddenly something works. Brilliant, right? Remind me to pick up my hat later. Right, we continue. Welcome back to Flight Sim. We are here with the Connie. Now, RedWing Super Constellation has been updated for Flight Sim 2024. And it's very hard to tell you what changed, so we're just going to go in and show you, right? I want to show you some of the features. So what we have, I don't even know how the camera is locked on there, but we'll stick with it, right? What we have here is a updated model, new textures, right? All of this is new. And it comes in a couple of different variants. Different liveries are included as well, which is great to see. But you'll notice we have a lot more going on with the aircraft. An awful lot more going on with the aircraft now. For instance, we have a native 2024 walk-around mode in which we can get in and interact with all the stuff. Remove before flight, the covers, the cowling. There's a man on the wing putting fuel into the plane, right? I don't know why that camera moved. But again, I just want to show you some of the detailing here. This has been a massive upgrade. Now, it's not going to be the best in the business, don't get me wrong. But this is a huge... Why is it doing that? This is a huge step up. That's why it's doing it. This has been a huge step up, I think, from RedWing. So the L-1049 Super Constellation, iconic airplane. And one thing that really makes this thing interesting, it was the height off the ground. It sits really high up on its landing gear, real high, right? So a 4-engined beast. Now, as I say, textures and modeling and all this, they may not be the best you've ever seen, but I still think it's been a great upgrade from where we were in the 2020 variant. And we're loaded up. We have our peoples on board and everything, look. With a weird sound bug, right? Not as tall as a T1. No, not as tall. 777, good to see you. Evening for myself and the cat Athena, who just found the desk and the mouse pointer. Now, chaos is reigning. 777 pilot, good to see you. Doing a flight from Aberdeen to Jersey. Ooh, nice. All right. So looking around the aircraft, as I said, tons of details, loads of static objects, very, very nicely done textures, but you can kind of see the modeling. It's not going to be 100%. Like, there's a gap between the wheel and the tire. So, you know, allow for this, right? Allow for this. I will say, performance-wise, it runs very well, though, considering what's going on with the aircraft. So we're going to jump in. I want to show you some of these features. So welcome to the cockpit. Now you might say, the green. Yes, I know. However, we can dial that down. If you use reshade, you can dial that down, right? We can do one of these. Color temperature. No, that doesn't do it. You can do this sort of crack if you're using something like reshade, just to make the greens not as, you know, jump out and hurt you in the face, right? Stu says the discount code doesn't work for me. Stand by. The code not working on Amazon.co.uk, yeah? Okay, we'll ask the question. We'll ask the question. Right, anyway, back to where we were. So yeah, you can mess around with the colours if it's just, you know, a little bit not what you're after, all right? Active on top. You should only have one active. Yes. Right, get rid of that. So you can mess around. But anyway, this is where the meat and potatoes are, all right? This is your EFB, or, you know, PFB. And we have your type of flight, easy, normal, realistic, status, cold and dark, ready for takeoff, right? Straightforward enough. Lighting options for your cockpit lights. Visibility options. So this is where you can turn things on or off if you want to have a co-pilot sitting. If you want to have a co-pilot sitting next to you, or a pilot sitting next to you, or you can remove seats and all this kind of jazz, right? That's what they do. Human assistance. So there is a virtual flight crew built into this for you. Dave, thank you very much indeed for the co-pilot. Cheers, man. Amazon recognized the code. I've checked multiple devices. They're all getting a discount. Yeah, I think it's the Amazon.com could be fine. Amazon.co.uk may not be. So we'll give them a few minutes to make sure it's working on this side of the water, right? But anyway, options for the aircraft. Does she have an APU? Wing tanks, yeah, trim sensitivity. You can add in all these extra bits, so a GTN is in there, right? Less visual effects if you're having an issue with performance. And you can also inhibit some of the systems. Hydraulic systems, gear damage, outside checklist. So there's a lot of customization available in this, right? Which is pretty cool. Ground and fuel. So this is where you can see our ground maintenance. So hydraulics, alcohol, that's for your anti-ice, fire extinguishers, oxygen and oil, your checklists, and then you have your fuel on the ground. We can go for quick configuration, or we can do manual. We can also check all our fuel usage here based on what we should be doing. All right. So that's the ground options. Then we have our loading screen. And on in here, we can throw on a ground power unit. You'll hear that start up outside. This is where you control your doors, right? And you've two options. If we want to jump out the plane and use the 2024 native walk around, see this menu bar that just opened up behind my face? Now this isn't interactive. You can't do anything with this, but it will show you when you remove something. You can see now it's removed. But not only that, you can actually open up the cowling. And you can get a whole lot more information and detail. Isn't that pretty cool? Look at the detail there, lads. That's pretty cool, right? Right, we'll close these down. Now, that's you doing the walk around check yourself, or if you get a pain in your face and you don't want to do it yourself, jump back into the cockpit and we'll go and remove covers, remove before flying, and all our services. We look outside, aircraft is now pretty much clean. We just need to remove the stairs, close the doors, and then see what happens. All right? So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to close the doors, remove the stairs. We're on ground power. I'm going to disconnect that for the moment. And we're going to ask for a push, right? Chocks need to go here as well. Because I'm not going to start my engines where I'm here. So we're going to say, give us a push back there, please. Here's a little tug driving up. Now, there are voices in this. RedWing, Two Cats, and this guy. I did an English accent. It's quite convincing. Yes. That is how it should be. So there is voice animation coming in from the pilot, the co-pilot, and the engineer. All right. So next up here, so we're loaded for transatlantic. We can do this manually as well. Then we have the status page. This is where the damage simulation comes in. And you can see anything from your engine when it comes to oil, hydraulics, fuel, or damage, aileron damage, flaps, landing gear can be damaged in this as well, right? So there's consequence, or you can turn it all off. And then you have the mission orders. This is where you can talk to your flight engineer or the pilot or co-pilot and say, hey, I want you to do the following. They'll do this start to finish, very similar to what you've seen in the DC-6, all right? But we're going to skip all of that. There's our failures there as well. We're going to skip all of this. And we're going to try and start this machine up on its own, right? Can it throw prop blades? I don't believe so. You can overspeed them, but I haven't seen it, and I haven't seen any issues with them blowing off for that, right? So it's all quiet at the moment. We're cold and dark. I've just asked them for a pushback. So let's see what happens, right? But you can see, like, visually, I think the textures of this is looking really nice now, isn't it? There's some great work gone into this, and I got to like loads of click spots, windows, all the jazz open, right? I think they've done a great job. Now I imagine that's a tow truck saying good luck and thanks. There he goes. So now we're going to try and start this machine. So park and brake is currently on. It freaks out when it does that. That's a bug. Ground power. What do you mean no ground power? Do we not have a ground power? Ah, Jesus. Menu. Cold and dark. Yes. Yes. Okay, so now I can't use ground power because I'm away from the stand. Jesus, Murphy, you're breaking mother's heart. Right, we'll do this again. Bottom half of the plane should be polished aluminium. Yeah, I think it needs just one or two small little kind of additions. Set as departure, on ground, shut down. Because I want to do an engine startup. I think the livery needs a little bit of a gadget, right? A little bit of a gadget. So we'll see what the crack is here now. Let her all load in, and we'll try and start this up again. Because there's a fair bit to it, right? Right, get in there now, Betsy. Right. So, let me see. That's all grand. That's all grand. Top up our fuel.
Proceed to general maintenance.
Yes, very good.
Proceed to general maintenance.
Right now, why can't I use the ground power? Does it have to be literally at a place, does it? There's an APU. I wonder can we use this with an APU. Right, battery. I don't have ground power, so that's going to be left to one side. We do have an APU now. Generally, hang on now. APU gens. So where's the APU start? Start and prime. Right. Right, there she goes. Hopefully now this doesn't go on absolute fire. Jason, Greta won't be happy about that, will she? Right, there's the APU running. Great news, great news. Right, let's come down here and get rid of the stuff. Covers before flight. All that go away. Close all our wing covers. See them? Look at the detail, look. Savage, isn't it? Okay, APU gens. Let's see here now. So she's running. Gen is on. I imagine it's on, so let's just pretend it's on, right? Now, we want to start up this machine. Excellent. Turn those on. It's kind of reverse of the DC-6. As in, we have a few more controls up at the header. We're looking good here. Looking good there. And we also have the same stations over here. Right. Let's see if this works. So, fuel tanks on. Booster pumps on. Hopefully this works now. You know, I'd be shocked if this doesn't work. What else do I need to do? Instruments. Inverters. NESA. Leave the gens off for the moment. I don't have ground power, unfortunately. So we're going to see if this works. If it doesn't work, I'm going to blame someone else. How's that? Engine start switch number 3. Go. Prime. And hopefully this works. Yes, we spinach. Alright, number 3 coming up. Gen 3 on. Okay, engine 4. Prime, selector. You see the prop moving? There she goes. Where's the stewardess? Good girl, Teresa. Good girl, Teresa. Right. Gen 4 on. Engine 1. Prime. And fire. She should be seated. We didn't tell her to sit down yet. Engine 1. There she fires. And finally, engine 2. She looked locked. And engine 2 coming up. Alrighty then. Okay, all engines running. APU, stop. That needs to shut down. Come on now. Alright. Now, this is where some of the features get funny. Do you hear the sounds? So if you turn off... Hear this like synchro sound? Yeah, there's a buzzing in the headset, but you can turn this stuff off, listen. So that kind of synchronizing, it gives it's the sound of the different engines, you know what I mean? Sabrent just came back to me, lads. So anyone in the UK or Ireland, if you wanted to use that code, they said it should be working tomorrow. So maybe just hold off. It's live in the United States of America, but it's not yet live on Amazon.co.uk or .ie. So just if you hold off till tomorrow, it should be grand, right? So What else do we need to do? Flaps. Flaps going in, avionics. We can pop in a GTN in here as well. 650 or 750, it's up to us, right? What else do you want to do? Up here, radio's coming on.
Flaps 60% set.
Okay, listen to this fella now.
No-go speed is 108 knots.
No-go speed is 108 knots.
But the car is gauged.
So, as we're looking at the machine, just double check my own audio. Yeah, there's a lot of bass coming through. You know what I mean? Jerry, right? Right, what else do we want to do here now? We want to take it for a quick flight, don't we? Rest of the lights. And we get some nice animations here in the main panel. See, and the dash is kind of shaking around a bit. And that changes, of course, based on the RPM. Now I'm going to turn off that synchro fix. I don't want to listen to that because it's annoying. So what we're going to do... There's our headphone simulation, which works. We're going to come off the brake. Hard right. Don't fall into the freaking gully. Go. And just have a look at this machine. So as you can see, there's a fair bit to actually starting it up. Systems wise, there's a nice bit going on here, lads. Which I think you'd be genuinely impressed by it. We just need to turn left here. Takes the wheels ages to turn on this, by the way. It's pretty cool. It has chemtrail simulated. It does. Alright, so let's get ourselves lined up here. Whoa, now let's see. Alright, manifold pressure coming up. The sound is shagged. It was working better earlier, so I suspect they have an issue with their sounds. The green padding is nice. Yeah, they don't make them like they used to. Oh Jesus, I've just lost an engine. How did I do that? Stay going, we can go with 3 engines. I need to fix that engine. Don't panic. Don't panic. Yupsie daisy. Oh Jesus, it's going to kill me. Oh Jesus. Gear up. Flaps in.
Roger, flaps up. Flaps 60%.
You're to throw me into high terrain, you devil you. This is not going to end well for us, lads. I mean, God almighty, we got this far, but no further. Why is that engine shagged? Number 4, come up. Start up quick.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
7, 8, 9.
500 feet.
Yeah, we're in terrible trouble here. We had lost an engine. Oh, jeez, have we got... I don't know how I lost an engine, but we did. Did we not have fuel in it or something?
300.
Say nothing. How do we lose? How do we lose? Is it back working? Yeah, she's back working now. How do we lose engine 4? The guy in the wing did something. I always thought he was suspicious looking. Easy now, Jemima. Why did I have to go this direction? Engine 4 seems absolutely shagged.
Something on the way. Something.
I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's all grand. I fear the worst. So do I.
Roger, flaps up.
Right.
Warning, we've lost engine 4.
Thanks, 2 cats.
500 feet.
We've lost engine 4. I need to fix that. Right. There's consequence anyway. Mixture.
Flaps up.
Mixture 4? Why did he go down?
500 feet. 400.
Hang on. Is that engine 4 back properly?
500 feet.
Yes. Right, engine 4 is alive.
Houston, we have a problem.
We're beyond... Why is it... We're beyond problems now, lads.
200.
Easy.
400.
Easy. We can save it. All me trims from like almost immediate disastrous takeoff. It needs work on the sounds, I will say that. But I can absolutely promise you, the aircraft is fun to fly. And it's not an easy or straightforward machine to learn either. Well, I say that, you can use the engineers and all this. Do you know what I mean? But I think if this got a new sound set, it would be a game changer. No, I think whatever happened with the engines, I don't know what happened with the engines. No doubt I've the cause of this somewhere. I'm definitely the cause of it. You know what I mean? But isn't it a pretty looking machine? Love your optimism, Murph. No, it is. It's a cool looking machine, lads. It's a friggin' Connie. And listen, you know, we're still alive. We're flying. We're flying. Wendy, I can fly. Well, we are flying, you know. I never extended the lights, so they're now stuck in the wing. Something on your controls might be doubling. Yeah, I'd say so. I would say so. There's something not well in the realm. RPM is grand, engine's grand. Calm it all down now. And we got our speed up. See? It's all perfect now, look. But that sound is real, isn't it? You can turn that off. Or just fly with your headphones. And that makes it lovely and quiet. You know? That's a better sound to have. Papa Justify is here, good to see it. I've no idea how I nearly lost that engine. But I found it again. What a machine. But the sounds need work. Like these things ended up doing like Coast Guard work, maritime patrol. Like they had a mad range of different roles in it, you know what I mean? Them perhaps should all be synced. We got a lot of buttons. What's this now? Autopilot on clutch. Right.
Caution, autopilot gyro is not caged.
Ah, balls! Cage it there, will you?
The gyro is caged.
Thanks. Right. What's his AP on clutch? Yes! Big loud machine. A lot of button planes is never a good thing for you, Murph. What are you talking about? It's brilliant. What's the range of this old bird? Huge! The Connie is it was a great airplane. And like, to be honest, it's the only Connie we have in flights in 2024. And I will say, what we have here based on what was in 2020, this is way better. The pilot isn't, but the plane is way better. You know? Do a barrel roll? I reckon we've damage on this. No, engine 4 is... Oh, oil was hot. Look, we shagged it because of the oil. Yep. Yep. But hopefully that gives you the idea. They did, yeah. US Europe via Shannon and St. John's. Yeah. And what year were they in service? Late 40s. Wasn't it? 5,000 miles. Love Murphy's technical info. What's the range? Huge! How fast does it go? Oh, very. What altitude? Very high. Brilliant. What's the cubic circumference of the engines? Oh, massive. Brilliant. Ah, that's hilarious. Right, anyway, that's the Connie. Expect some flights in it. We will be doing some flights in this soon. You know, where I don't almost die on takeoff. If any plane that you almost die on takeoff, that's a good plane. It's a good plane. Right, we've two more things to show you. The original Connie was built in the mid to late 40s. This one was the Super Connie. Yeah. Right, back inside the Connie just for a moment, and then we'll get, back out again. We'll leave the Connie for a moment, lads, because we're at Corfu from Gaya, right? And I'm very impressed by this airport. Number one, you're in a beautiful part of the world, right? Corfu, beautiful part of the world, beautiful scenery all the way around you. And they have included a number of kind of local landmarks and buildings, such as, the Olympic football field and the track, the Olympic swimming pool, which is just in here, right, for the Olympics. There's moving vehicles around the shop as well, which is nice to see. And just kind of the overall kind of vibe to this place. I think the guy have done a great job here. An absolutely great job here. There's tons of detailing. The LOD performance-wise, it's not excellent. It's not bad, it's just not excellent. I noticed there's a little bit of a stutter when it's trying to pop in LOD, so I have a feeling they might need to make a little bit of an enhancement, or tighten a couple of bolts in this one. But overall, it's a very, very solid scenery indeed. We have the ATC interior. Very nice. Both landside and airside, there's tons of stuff going on. Baggage carts, all the vehicles that are there, there's loads of flags. Like, it's done very, very well, right? Corfu Airport, you can see it come on in here. There is an interior. I think it's designed better for walk around avatar mode. You can get in with your drone, but it will kick you out if you go into certain areas. You'll see it here. We'll just get thrown up onto the roof. I say it, of course, and it doesn't happen. But some areas, see like that? So there's some areas that don't necessarily like the drone cam, right? Other areas, not a bother. Mr. TPHI, you're famous. It's a Fiat 500. That makes her happy, look. If I missed the Connie, what marks out of 10 would you give it? I'd give it probably 6 to 7. Probably a 7 out of 10. But they need to do something with the sounds. For me, the engine sounds are holding the aircraft back. Now, I was talking to the developer. There's a ton of further developments happening. Not in the too distant future. You're talking weeks. He has massive updates on the way. Sounds unsure. It's a pink Fiat. Yeah, it's a Fiat. A pink Fiat. But yeah, isn't this gorgeous? The detailing, lads. This is top notch from Gaya. It really, really is. And it's great to see them with their own kind of stuff now. They've been very busy building Microsoft stuff. So it's great to see this come into their own now as well. And they have included, as I said, like there's loads of kind of custom buildings here. More football pitches, and they've done all this neck of the woods down with the runway. Like, there's great detail here. Little marinas and, this kind of jazz. Isn't it very nice? Apart from the cars sunk into the ground, mind you. There they go. That's what I mean. The LOD thing, it just needs a little tweak, right? But this is stunning. This is really beautiful. Now, I think there was a couple of missed opportunities, in particular when you go downtown, right? So if you come all the way over here, They missed the kind of, there's a big old castle or something down here. That's not modelled. And there's more stuff down here not modelled. And considering how close they are to the airport, not to include those, you know, I think that's a missed opportunity. Big news. Big news. Zith, we already covered it. That's old news, Zith. Old news. The Dash 8, yeah. But apart from that, the rest of it here is pretty much spot on. They've like plenty of boat traffic here as well. I took the DC6 out for some love, or out for some runs today. Feels like falling in love. That DC6, man, it's just incredible. It's incredible. But I have to hats off here to Gaya. This is a stunning airport. There was always a Challenger VF4. You had these massive antennas over here. They've modelled those. Let's check out the nighttime lighting. The moon. Oh yes, this is looking very nice. You can almost feel the heat at nighttime, can't you? So give it all a second just to load in. We'll slow down the drone cam because, to be fair, you're not going to be moving around that fast. So up at the fire station. Nice, nice. There's like little beacon lights and stuff flashing on some of the ground equipment. Man, the lights are really good, aren't they? Jesus, look how good the lights are there. Getting real X-Plane vibes off that. That's class, isn't it? Continue rambling in. With Flow Pro, I wish you could pop it out onto another screen. They could do that, but then the application would have to live outside the sim, I'd say. You know? Beautiful night lighting here. And I imagine now you don't get much rain in Corfu. But if you did... how would it look? Oh yeah. It looks very good, doesn't it? Beautiful. Beautiful reflections, man. Look at that. There's just tons of things to see. Really, really nice detail. They've done a great job. And then we go landside again. Ah, yeah, it's class, isn't it? Very, very nice airport. Glad I have it because, as I said, Corfu, it's a great airliner destination, business jet destination, but also for general aviation. Like, you know, think fly in here with your big business jet and then, like, you know, do a bit of touring around the island in a chopper. The restaurant area looks really good towards 16 end as well. And we'll ramble down. 16, isn't it? No, that's 3-4. Oh, hang on, let's check out this other building while we're down here. Loads of like boats and stuff in the harbour. That's class, isn't it? And of course, Gaya do all the boats as well. Oh, that's class. Look at the lighting in the distance, look. Beautiful. Lighting's really nice, yeah. Right, far side of the runway. Down we go. Can't see much because of slashing rain. Stu, where's the restaurant? Left or right? Jesus, look at the detail here even. Traffic lights and everything. We're trying to find this restaurant. Is that it? Down the village. End on the left. Up-ish. Man, we'll find it. Look at that. Right, make it daytime. In the village, up a hillish. So here's 1-6. So down to the left in the village up the hill. Are you going after the Greeks now, father? Not in the village, the airport grounds. Is that it? Or are you saying to the left? As in this left? I gotta say, the surrounding buildings is class looking, isn't it? Beautiful. This is done really, really well. Loads of custom vehicles and yeah, man, this is really cool. Down with a soccer pitch as well. So this is Corfu. What do you think of it, lads? Do you like it? Probably at the wrong end of the airport. I was thinking that. There's a restaurant down here, alright. Over this neck of the woods, isn't it? Was it this one here, Stu? Is that the one you mean? Looks like, yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Well, the sounds as well, listen. That's pretty cool. Jesus, then, could you imagine sitting out here, couple of pints? There's birds as well. Can you be more specific? Birds, Eddie, birds. Right, Richie? We seem to have... Oh, look at this. La veranda. Ew. Oh, there's birds flying around, look. Jesus. And someone used graffiti and said hard. Oh, wait. Clean hard. Oh, Jesus. Over to the air chips. And the vending machine. What have we got going on here now? Cool Bub. Spark Moss. Violet Rush. Lightning Strike. Nutty Bar. And air chips. Anyone off to Corfu for a spotting trip? What's the damage to go to Corfu? I tell you, this is the place to go. If we go to Corfu, Firefly meetup, and we want to sit up here, please, looking out over there, that'd be absolutely deadly, wouldn't it? How much is a Ryanair flight from Dublin to Corfu? Get a bag of air chips. Yeah. Jesus, now haven't they got the view here, look? In their gaff. Fly, you fool! Brilliant. I suddenly want to go on my holidays. Muse, have a look there, will you? Ryanair. Yeah, it's when you start seeing this, you're like, I want to be on my holidays. I just want to go somewhere warm. Just a couple of days. 4 days is enough, you know. Just that, well, 5 days just enough. Look at things like boats and stuff that I'll never own. You know? Look at the cut of this place, man. This is gorgeous. Oh yeah, we're going. €35 one way, Murph. How long of a flight is it to Corfu? Is it about 4 hours? £35, Moose. Jesus, we spend that in a taxi, sure. Come on, we go to Corfu. Bring up the gadget there. Ryanair. Skyscanner. This is going to be interesting. From Dublin, where are you going to? I'm going to Corfu. When are we going? We'll go now. Corfu. Add a date. What dates are you looking at? Today's the 1st of July. What if we go Saturday and come home Sunday? This could be hilarious. Just fly to Corfu, have a couple of pints, and then just come back. It's searching. Ah, bloody hell. There's no direct flights from Dublin. You'd have to go to Manchester. Yeah, scenery's really nice, Kieran, isn't it? There's no direct flights from Dublin. Right, lads, we're not going to Corfu. Sorry now, but no. Need to show you another airplane. And then we're done. We've one more to show you. And we're going to be looking at the Embraer 110 Bandarante. I spent a month at Corfu on a motorbike. You got the ferry in from Brindisi? No way. You serious, Dougal? Jesus. Yeah, you want to go to Manchester instead. Yeah. Direct flights from Dublin on Fridays. Oh, is it? Now, why didn't you tell me? So hang on, what you're saying is if you fly out on a Friday, I have a stream on Friday and we come back on a Sunday. Let's search this. Oh, flights, you flights. Ireland to Corfu. Depart on Friday the 3rd. Come back on Sunday. 190. No, there's no direct flights in Magdivlia. Who's that flying with? 550 quid return. Ah, shag that. Right, the Bandarante, right? You get the cargo configuration or you get a passenger configuration. All right. You'd have to go for the week. Oh, Jesus. You have neighbours coming over, need to say goodnight. Scott, you take it for Sandy. Katie says we go direct. Hello, Katie Pilot. Listen, I reckon we charter an aircraft for, you know, and we can do the thing with the oak. That's what I think. It just looks so nice. I've never been to Corfu. I think it would agree with me. You know what I mean? I think Corfu, I think, would appreciate me. Then you hear like the horror stories of like Greek food and what it does to your stomach, you know? Oh, Jesus. He doesn't believe me. What do you mean I don't believe you? You can only fly for a full week. Aer Lingus 2 flights. Zit, what's the damage? The noise is how it is. Right, so the Bandarante. It's very loud here. Oh, I see it there now, Muse. I see it there now. Yeah, that's expensive. 500 quid to fly away for a week. Although Greek food is amazing. Yeah, I see it there, Muse. Yeah, good man yourself. My missus is going to see that tomorrow. She'll say, what are you planning next? I'm just thinking of going to Corfu for the pints. But anyway, here we are. The Bandarante. This is a very important plane for Ireland because, well, Ryanair operated one of these, would you believe? NextGen Simulations. This is version 2 of the Bandarante. We're currently in walk around mode here because I just want to show you the machine. Modelling work, it's all very, very nice. Texture, it's quite shiny. It's probably missing a lot of detail with textures, but the price kind of reflects that. It's around 30 bucks or so, right? And you get a couple of different variants of the aircraft. So it's not bad. It is a little bit on the clean side. And shiny. You know what I mean? But as a 2024 native aircraft now, well, you can get in and remove before flight, and you can open the doors, which is not really how that works. So this compartment should open, you stick in the jack leveler, and then you pump the door. But yeah, overall it's not bad, right? And it has an auto close feature. It's a bit too shiny, it is. But again, you can change the livery. Someone else will do a proper livery, right? It's not bad. So detailing around it, modelling, it's quite nice. As I said, in 2020 it was nice as well, right? Can we open up this now? No. Right, we'll jump in. Welcome to the cockpit, and we have an upgraded EFB. right? So we can remove the chocks, the traffic cones, tail support. GPU is already connected. We can access all our doors from inside the flight pad as well, right? Aircraft covers then, we can get rid of the pitot tubes, engine fuel caps, put them back, and props in position. Engine and fuel caps. I'm nervous why it says fuel caps, but okay. Right, so they're all our covers, right? Ramp safety, yeah, that's all. We have a pushback, which is nice. Fuel and planning, so we can go to our fuel and we can load this manually. Or you can see we can import it now directly from SimBrief. This is really cool. Dan, you take care, buddy. It was Ryanair's first plane, yeah. So you can load it from SimBrief. Your weight and balance, again, you can load it from SimBrief or you can do it yourself with cargo, right? Now, I don't think we'll see cargo in here. Opportunity missed. I don't think it has. I could be wrong. But I don't think so. There's no visual, unfortunately, right? Lovely features in here though. Like it's a great upgrade on the EFB. But yeah, a couple of things we're kind of missing, but we won't worry. Next up then we have flight performance. So takeoff, climb, descent and landing. Very, very nice. And again, we can import all this from SimBrief, right? Flight briefing. Import this your flight plan, right? Just Roy, take it easy, bud. Navigraph. Go ahead and lock us in there now. Navigraph.com. Go to navigraph.com/code. And let's see what happens now. There she goes. So success, you have logged in with Navigraph. This is great to see from NextGen. And then we have our settings in here. So ATC call sign, tail registration number, show high frequency rope like antenna. Yes. Select a GPS model, working title, or we can go with the PMS 750. Excellent. Zulu time disable. That's okay. Allow GPS to govern. Yes. Enable automatic transponder if you want. ADF tuning if you want. Okay, so we've got some options here, which is pretty cool, right? So in terms of the aircraft itself, visually, as I said, it's after getting a full overhaul. This always looked like a really nice cockpit. There's a couple of things a little bit too shiny, right? But I think overall, this is pretty cool. This is a pretty cool looking machine, right? It's just an awesome looking machine. Lift these guys up out the way. Circuit breakers not modeled. And then we have our overhead. So let's have a look. The sounds of the engine are what used to plague this aircraft. They're actually authentic sounds, but they had that weird droning weirdness in them. Anyway, master battery or external. External's on. Let me see here now. Lights on. Cabin lights, cockpit lights. Yep, turn all those on. So nav lights, anti-collision, rotating, grand. They're all fine. They're all fine. And it'll be a start on number 2 first. So inertial separation, inverters, generator, and then we have our start stop. So it's a PT6. So they'll go idle, that goes normal, that goes minimum. Fuel boosters we have down here. Auxiliary tanks we can turn on. And we're starting to see fuel pressure. There we go. Fuel use is okay. Hydraulic fail. Test light is working. Propeller sync. Landing gear and emergency landing gear. Hydraulic boosters turned on. These are just for internal lights, right? Emergency landing gear is over here. There's our emergency gear extension, which is modeled. All our trims. Altitude select. Autopilot unit. Air conditioning unit, leave it off for now, right? And master caution, go ahead and clear you. How do we clear you? How do we clear that caution light? Auto feather, that's okay. Master caution, I don't know how to clear that, but sure, listen. Let's see what happens. Windoline, right. Engine 2, in-flight ignition, dry motoring, start. Let's have a look at the simulation. RPM rising. We'll call this N2. I imagine it's N2. So about 20%. Fuel in. Oil temp is rising. Engine RPM. Torque is coming up. Temperature's coming up. 50% over NG. Good start. I'd be inclined to leave that in low idle.
Hello there.
We'll keep that in low idle, right? Colonel Fork is here. Good to see you. Take the bub out. It'll be grand. Right. Generator on. Now we go for start on the left. She's not bad sounding at all. Mind your ears. I've got the window open for the crack. Nice prop animation. Yeah, these are decent sounds, I gotta say. Right, continue. Come on up here, generator. External power off, battery on. Looking good. Seatbelts unpacked. Well, sure, we've no passengers. Anti-collision comes on, taxi lights come on, landing lights. Put on all our lights. Let's test beta, so that'll be here. Oh, it won't. Okay, beta. There we go. Beta sounds aren't great. We should be getting lights here for the beta to come on, so that doesn't seem to be working. Not a big to-do. GPU remove. And we have a weather radar. To my knowledge, this actually works properly, which is nice. Fuel is all grand. Emergency light source are armed. Let's see here. Can we disappear the yoke? There's our tablet. Wasn't there a button for the yoke? Am I raging? There is a button for the yoke. Okay, hit the Banderanti sign. Lights. Oh yeah. The lighting on this thing was always very good. What else do we have? Panel lights. Oh yes. Look at the lighting there, lads, and that's savage. That's very pretty, isn't it? I'd have thought you'd be for sure addicted to the Dauphin. Oh, don't worry, Colonel Fork, we'll be fine her in the morning. Jeez, the lights are lovely, lads, aren't they? Strobe lights. Oh, yes. Wiggins. It's a Wiggins. It's an old Wiggins airframe. All right. Flaps. We can kind of hear the flaps. We'll go for notch flaps and we'll taxi out and see what happens. Vertical speed. Let's reset. Look at the DME readout we have. That's brilliant. Right. Okay. Let us see what happens. Off the brakes. What's this beta light on here? Very good. Auto feather set. Right. Bit of maneuvering. It seems to me, none of the circuit breakers are there. It seems to me that the audio was like on a double loop rather. That kind of matrix kind of setup. So the sounds are better, but it's just, it's like double audio. The sounds, to me, it sounds very good. Double Luke Skywalker, there you go. Murph, are you like that in real life in your house? Lord, the lights in here are great. Oh yeah, would you just look at them? Yeah. Phasing. That's the audiophile terminology, Malky. Good man. Phasing. Yes. We could have used phasing on our electrical jokes earlier on as well. Alright, we'll line up here and see what the crack is. I love the prop animation. It's pretty, isn't it? USA Pier 1, good to see you, buddy. I'm having problems engaging heading mode. If possible, try engaging it to see if it works. Okay. Well, now we'll go runway heading. Alright, hold station. Autopilot, flight director coming on. We'll arm heading mode. We'll go 2,000 feet. At 1,000 feet a minute. Alright, let's see what happens here. Let's go high idle. There's the old prop spooling up. Okay, off the brakes. Let's go flying. Auto feather kicks in. Oh, lovely sounds. Speed live. Yepsy daisy. Gear up. Little bit of LOD issue. Whoa, the trim is sensitive. Easy, Murphy. Easy now. Easy.
Oh, Jesus.
The trim is very sensitive. Yaw dampener on. Flaps in. Autopilot. Heading roll left. Put me on 120 degrees. Heading feels fine. Vertical speed is set to 1,000. Let's give it 1,500. What's our speed? 170. Let's go IAS mode. Let's go to 4,000 feet. And now she should climb to maintain that speed. Let's stay current on our jokes. What's the point? What's the point? Yeah, this is pretty nice. I'm liking this. Overhead, landing lights, taxi lights. Got some nice visors. I mean, it's basic, but it's very functional. Energizer, is that the Gazelle from Flying Side? What do you think of it? Lads, this is really nice. It's a way better, it's way better than the original one. If you were to fly a long time in this with the sound, it would do your head in. It's funny, right? I have never flown in a Banderante, but even in a King Air, you get that sound. That kind of vroom, vroom, vroom. That's a real sound that actually translates into the real aircraft. Do you know? Prop sync on. Jesus, look at my temperature. You tune it out fairly quickly. Yeah. Hans, you'd know the crack flying with this thing. News fan, you had your own message deleted. How did you manage that? Anyone who's flown a turboprop plane, like, you'll actually hear that sound for real. It's more of a vibration humming that goes around the cabin more so. Through the wing, into the... like, you know. Right, what about emergency procedures? I replied to the wrong person, so I deleted it. Ah, very good. Right, let's have a look at this. Starter interruption is off, right? So, let's see, can we kill an engine and see how she behaves? There's an engine cut out. We're going to feather. Nice sounds of the engine turning off. I mean, we've now feathered that prop, so let's see what happens. Bearing in mind, we're dropping a little bit of speed. Autopilot is doing all the corrective stuff with trim. That prop is slowing, that's what we want to see, and we want to see this fully stop because it feathered the angle of the prop, right? Now we might have to put it into a climb to see, to slow it right down. She's barely able to hold speed here. Look at the lean now in the aircraft. Feather. Oh, I could have hit off me other propeller. Yeah, she's slowing down, look. Jeez, that's very good, isn't it? Give it a second now. Oh, this should stop. Gives a bit of a right turn here, which is away from anything that could, you know, come up from the ground and hit us. Definitely in feather. Now there is an auto feather mode. So we'll turn off the auto feather. And then manual feather should work. I'm loving the animations. Oh, prop sync could be trying an issue. Now, usually your prop sync wouldn't be strong enough to maintain that, though. You know what I mean? Keep the throttle off as well. See if a bit of physics work here. Can we climb? Let's go VS. Engage. Right, she's climbing. Man, that prop just doesn't want to stop, does it? Huh. That should have stopped by now. The other one is baiting it on, that's grand. But this definitely should have stopped. We're climbing here, look. Fuel shut off. Kill the pump as well. To be sure, to be sure. That's very strange. Me thinking that prop should have stopped by now. It's fully feathered. there's a stall. Autopilot off. Yeah, that prop, it just won't feather. That's real strange, isn't it? I hold it there. Like, it's like there's no air hitting it, or very little. We'll stop this prop if it's the last thing we do. Right, there's a full stall. Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. Right, unfeather the prop. Oh, Jesus, we're going to die. Right. Okay, so it needs a bit of work there because that's just not working at all, you know? Which is unfortunate. Like, the physics are good in terms of, like, the drag and the yawing effect. But in terms of being able to kill a prop, doesn't like it. Which is unfortunate. What if we tried the left one? So there's the engine off. It's a cool looking animation, but you should be able to feather the... I mean, there's a feathering on the prop. It should stop. So you're not getting drag. That's the idea behind it. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's... we'll call it a bug. And we'll let them know. But apart from that, this is a super looking airplane, isn't it? Try not to die, Murph. I have a feeling you can't hot start this either. Now she'll eventually fire in. Stephen the Sparky, good to see you. It's not something most users would do. I agree, but it'd be cool if it had it, you know. It's a cool airplane though, I'll give it that. The sounds are not bad. They're quite authentic actually. The livery, the base livery is just a little bit kind of, you know, isn't it? A little bit shiny, but I think overall this is a great looking machine. It's a cool cockpit. Really cool. The beta lights aren't coming on here either, and there's, well, you have an overspeed warning, but like, there's a bit of logic kind of gone, you know. You thought you were doing something wacky stuff with your engines. Well, I was trying to feather one of them, but it didn't want to play ball. It's a nice plane. I can see some, I can definitely see some flights on this. Or if the only problem with all these planes and add-ons tonight, they're just not a Dauphin. I agree. The Dauphin is just chef kiss, chef kiss. But anyway, right lads, we'll park it there. This has been a fairly busy one tonight. But I want to thank you all so very much indeed for tuning in. We checked out tonight, we checked out the L-1049 Super Constellation from RedWing, fully updated. We checked out Gaya Simulations Corfu. And we've checked out NextGen Simulations Banderante, the 110 version 2, which is great to see. And of course, we've checked out that USB hub from Sabrent. And hopefully we can get a look at some other hardware that they have as well. But yeah, look, not a bad machine. The livery could do with a little bit of work here. It's just a little bit clean, it's a little bit shiny. There's nice detailing. I think the model is done very, very well. The prop animation, some of the best I've seen. Unfortunately, we can't feather the props. Not a big to do, but it's certainly nice. Version 2, it's great to see it. I always liked this airplane. I like it even more now with version 2. So great stuff from NextGen Sim with this update. So that's the story now, lads. We're back to you tomorrow morning. I do like a dirty bird. Back to you tomorrow morning. I can say nothing here without getting in trouble. We're back tomorrow at 10:00 Zulu. We should be flying the Dauphin once again. We're going to be doing so with On Air, hopefully. If not, we'll still be checking it on air anyway, because they've put in some rather cool updates, especially for navigating, trying to find where stuff are. They've done a huge update there, and hopefully you'll all agree that it's absolutely brilliant. So that's at 10:00 Zulu tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we're going to be flying on VATSIM with the 737 MAX. Where are we going? Where are we going tomorrow? Hang on. Oh, jeez, look at the Gazelle. This needs to be in Irish Air Corps colours, and then the heli wing shall be complete. Energizer, thank you for sharing. That's pretty nice looking. When are we going to fly the Fokker? I need to do the Fokker soon as well. Very soon. Don't forget, lads, we're running a giveaway in the giveaway channel for your chance to win a TwoToneMurphy cap, a baseball cap. So do be sure to enter that. It's inside a giveaway. Just click on the little firecracker for your chance to win. You can choose out of there's 2 different designs you can choose from, right? What was the thing I want to look for? Let's see here now. Stream schedule. So tomorrow, come on, Discord, you can do it. Tomorrow, we're flying out of Ecuador to Colombia. Oh, jeez, we get to fly into friggin' El Dorado. Brilliant. So, yeah, tomorrow morning is going to be more Dauphin action. Tomorrow night is going to be the 737 MAX. Then on Friday night, we're taking our first flight with the M600. Can we survive flying in Alaska? Who knows? Find out on Friday night. But yeah, as I say, next week, I need to include the Fokker. I want to do more Dauphin flying. Our mighty DC6 series continues next Monday with Prop Job. We're off to New Zealand. So a lot more content is on the way. And as always, lads, just thanks so very, very much indeed for hanging on and staying with us and, you know, putting up with the messing that goes on here. But very, very much appreciate you hanging out in our streams. It's just brilliant. You'll turn into a Dauphin if you're not careful. I'm telling you, I love that helicopter, man. Absolutely love it. It is absolutely brilliant, you know. But yeah, these streams are nothing without you guys coming on in here and giving me all sorts of abuse. So thank you very much indeed. You're very good, you know, keeping me on my toes and all that. But yeah, too many things releasing. Poor wallets indeed. Bellbro, oh come on, will you drop me a DM, Bellbro? Bellbro, the owl flower, you won yourself the Dauphin on our members giveaway. So Mrs. GPHI, she was very well behaved today, which means, of course, well, there's an ambush coming. And she's only really nice for one day of the year. Or, well, that's wrong. She only behaves for one day of the year, which is Canada Day, not Canada Day. So, yeah. So, Bellbro, be sure to drop me a message. And, lads, thank you also very, very much indeed for tuning in and keeping me company. And you were busy flying. Right. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock Zulu, which is in about 11 and a half hours from now. So, is it? 12 hours. 11 and a half hours from now. I can count. 7. Right. Good luck to you now. Take care. See you next one. She looks like your man. Oh no, it's a him. Oh Jesus. It looked like your one. Katie Taylor. Yeah, I thought it was going to be a great fight, and then I boxed the head off him. Brilliant. For a warbird, it's one of the finest warbirds ever released in Microsoft Flight Simulator, considering you have the excellent work of Flying Iron. This thing, because of the extra features, because of the optimization, because of how well it looks and sounds, even flying this thing gives you an experience you probably haven't got already in the sim when it comes to flying a warbird. It feels heavy. It feels cumbersome. Dublin. Pascal Sheehy, RTE. Is Pascal Sheehy still doing the news? Oh, there's Gibbo, look! He almost turned it over. Gibbo, you nearly rolled it.
Yeah, baby.
Did you just say that? He nearly rolled the trailer coming in. Hilarious. Yeah, we can hear you. B, don't be that curious. It's not, no. Oh. Did you see what happened to Kane? He just bounced off it. Please, somebody clip just that. Kane Lafford flew into the side at 100 knots. He just literally bounced off it. Where you can enjoy complimentary deluxe continental breakfast daily with afternoon hors d'oeuvres and a fully stocked honor bar. Good up there. Complimentary hot and cold beverages throughout the day.